Welcome, everyone. Sorry about that. Little technical stuff that I did not work out prior to this. Sorry about that. Um, Special treat for you guys tonight. I got Aaron from EKCPeopleSuck joining me. Hi, Aaron. Unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hey. So yeah, we're this is just gonna be a fun stream. We're just gonna hang out and have a good time and shit talk people. Two people particularly. Somebody who's not supposed to have a channel but continues to stream anyway and is just begging for my attention is live right now. And let's just say, like, I find it really funny. This thing is over. It's been over. Like, this person is not only doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down. I don't even know at what level this is at this point, but she's been covering the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing and siding with Amber Heard, and she's just beating a dead horse. And I don't know if she's actually thinking that she's going to build her channel this way. But I find it funny, and I don't know what we're going to hear, but usually it's pretty fun. So we're going to listen to Kay. Remember Kay?
I was going to say, I have no idea who you're talking about. Okay.
Talking about Kay. We're talking about what she used to be known as Critical Kay. She's got booted off of YouTube, but she has another channel now. And it's just sad. It's just sad what she's trying to do. And then we're going to move on to, of course, your favorite person, old KJ. But let's just see what Kay has to say here.
He allowed.
Wow, she's looking bad.
He sat back for his part and allowed for this to happen. Why? Because we know that he's hopelessly in love with Johnny Depp. He's completely clouded.
Who's in love with Johnny Depp?
He's an employee. So the success of his boss means his success.
I just clicked randomly on like let me just rewind, and I clicked randomly, and she's talking about
Depp's law firm, Brown Rudnick, could not find any record of the texts in Depp's iCloud and looked into whether they may have been, in their words, quote, deleted. Ultimately, the law firm determined that they were missing for reasons unknown. These texts regarding the kicking incident were presented in the UK trial, but not deemed admissible.
See, she keep's talking
in
about
the Virginia defamation.
Did you follow the Johnny Depp thing, Aaron?
The court trial I did. Before that I didn't, but yeah, when the trial went on, I followed it.
Right. Now I know quite a few people. I don't know if Cherry's going to be joining us tonight. I don't think she is, but she has followed this case like I mean religiously for at least over a year, like 2 years. And it's been going on for like 6 years. You know, that Umbrella guy has been covering it all this time too. But most people got wind of it once the trial, the defamation suit started.
Right.
Now, what she is like fixated on is the defamation suit that Johnny Depp had in England against The Sun, which is basically kind of a tabloid news source, right? And so she had this he had this defamation suit, and he lost it, but she's just fixated on this. This was like well over a year ago, and she's just fixated on this, which I find really, really funny. Because she, like I said, she defended Amber Heard regardless of all the testimony that we heard, all of the lies that she's been caught in. I mean, there's nothing credible about Amber Heard, and yet Kay here seems to throw a bunch of word salad around and think that she's making sense, which I find really funny.
There's a difference between hitting and striking out at inanimate objects, just like we saw him do, giant man baby Johnny Depp in the kitchen video, smashing cupboards and acting like a douchebag. There's a difference between hitting inanimate objects and hitting animate people. I think what should come to great clarity to people observing this case is that even when somebody who's being abused fights back or begins to parrot or use as a strategy themselves.
Now, I don't know. Listen, I not to get into my own personal shit, but I know what an abusive relationship looks like. You tell me if you agree or disagree, Aaron. Have you seen that footage where he's slamming the cabinets and whatnot, and she was secretly filming him?
Yes.
So what she's implying here is that he's abusive because he was slamming cabinets, and there's no difference between hitting a person and an inanimate object. That's the point she's trying to make here, obviously, which is ridiculous.
No. Yeah, like if he was like walking over by Amber and was just slamming the cabinets like by her, like especially if like one was like by her ear or her head, yeah, that could be like an intimidation factor. But if he's just mad walking around the kitchen slamming shit, it's
right. Which one could perceive that as I'm going to slam shit so that I don't slam her, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
One could perceive it that way. But another little thing that people tend to miss is he discovers the phone, right? He discovers that he's being secretly recorded, and yet he just leaves it recording. Like, he discovers it and he storms out of the room. An abusive man, I would think, or an abusive person, man or woman, doesn't matter, would discover the phone and then, like, you're secretly recording me, and then do everything he can to delete the phone, smash the phone, do something messed up to the phone, right? I mean, but he just left it, you know? So, like, you know, kind of like, do what you want with that. I don't care. Like, you suck. Like, I'm married to a shitty person and this sucks.
Yeah, he wasn't too worried about like his actions getting out in the public, really, you know, just whatever.
Right.
You know, I mean,
right. And a narcissistic,
he's not feeling a whole lot of guilt.
Exactly. And a narcissistic, abusive person, technically, I mean, it's fair to assume that what they would do is, you know, freak out over that and put on this act. And part of putting on that act would be deleting any evidence of him being violent or shitty in any way, shape, or form, which he didn't do at all. So let's see what old Kay
physical
has to say
violence here. That doesn't mean that they're not a victim of physical violence. That doesn't mean just because a woman hits back, or just because a woman might hit her spouse, doesn't mean she has not herself been hit. It does not mean she's not ultimately a victim of physical violence. It certainly does not mean that she does not have the right to tell her story. Now, we can argue all day long whether Amber Heard tried to make him look like the bad guy and make herself look like the innocent abused victim. We can go round and around and argue that all day.
There is no argument. A jury found
not the best victim. Okay, because of some of the things that she has said and some of the things that she's been recorded saying. Okay, likewise, neither is he. He's been said some horrendous things too.
Yeah.
Clearly, she's an imperfect, right? Clearly, she's imperfect, but that doesn't mean that she lied. It doesn't mean that.
This might make Aaron mad and a lot of women in my chat mad, but the truth is I have in anger called a woman a cunt before numerous times because she deserved it. Sorry, but she did, because she did cuntish things. She was mean.
You had to be mad first? What the fuck? No.
Yeah, she was mean. She was real mean, you know, and sometimes calling a woman a cunt, you know, is the alternative to doing something worse. That is debatably whether it's right or wrong. It's never okay to put your hands on somebody, but some people might argue that person deserved to get hit. You know what I mean? But you never do. You never fucking put your hands on anybody. You know what I mean? Ever. But what do you do what do you do instead? You call them a cunt. You know what I mean?
Or you can call
leave the room.
Him a cunt too. Yeah, you can call him a cunt too. Just saying.
Yeah. And then you leave. That's what you do. This is Unreal.
Mean that she lied about her experience.
This logic of hers, I never cease to find entertaining.
With him doesn't mean that she deserves to have this defamation ruling against her and this monetary judgment, and certainly does not mean she needs to be the object of scorn and ridicule by the social media masses.
She totally does.
But at the end of the day,
she kind of brought it upon herself. I mean,
if you hit her once, that article is not defamation. And that's what the case was about. The case was not about whether you hate or detest her or dislike her or think she's an unlikable victim. It's about what is the truth.
Yeah. And the truth was shown. A jury
so
decided
moving forward,
on the truth.
Heard walked away from millions. The court documents reveal that during their divorce proceedings, Heard's lawyers begged her to reconsider her decision to walk away from, quote, tens of millions of dollars. Since Depp shot the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean movie during their marriage, and therefore it was considered a community property asset, with Heard entitled to half the income from the asset. Since Depp had earned over $33 million from Pirates 4, it stood to reason that the number would be that or higher for number 5. But Heard refused, leading her lawyers to tell her via email that she was being amazingly true to your word, that this is not about the money, end quote. The judge, however, rejected the inclusion of any evidence related to their divorce proceedings in the defamation trial. So the gold digging accusation, gone.
What?
Mickey Rourke can shut up. She's not a gold digger.
Now
the gold digging.
Let's
she had this plan to bring him.
Let's talk about Mickey Rourke for a second, okay? Now I'm a fan of Mickey Rourke, as far as his acting goes. Not a fan of him as a person necessarily. That dude has more DUIs than anybody I've ever heard of in my life. Like I remember, I worked at a tattoo shop on South Beach in Miami, and during that time, and he was very regular. South Beach is a very small place, you know, and when there's a celebrity around, then, you know, you see them often, or, you know, you hear about them often. And almost every other weekend, it was like, oh, Mickey Rourke got arrested again. Like he's not, he's not the brightest guy, and his career is not, you know, in the best shape in the world. But you know, I like him as an actor. I thought The Wrestler was great. You know, I thought that was going to be his comeback, but you know, the dude cannot get behind the wheel of a car without being drunk for some godforsaken reason. I don't know why. But I mean, you know, it's not a big shocker that he would make the observation that she's a gold digger. I'm sure that Mickey Rourke has had his share of gold diggers in his life, and he's qualified to make that observation, I think.
Well, my question is just like, what exactly constitutes a gold digger? Like, I mean, is it someone obviously there's the obvious, you know, like someone who's solely fixated on someone due to their income or whatever, their money. Or, I mean, would you still consider like someone who was actually attracted to the person, even if there's an age difference, he really cares for the person, but maybe the money is just like that little bit of information that kind of just pushes them a little over to the edge of, yeah, let's get married. Like, would you consider that a gold digger?
I mean, I just, if you're interested in somebody, if your standard is someone who can take care of you because you can't take care of yourself, then yeah, you're a gold digger. You know what I mean? That's how I see it anyway. I like Anna Nicole Smith. I mean, come on, she was a gold digger. You know what I mean? Like, there's no denying that. Like, what are you getting out of a relationship with a guy who's like stuck in a wheelchair at 80 years old, not because he's paralyzed, but because he's too old to move, you know, and he's just like, he just has that look on his face, just all the time. You know what I mean? But he's a billionaire, you know? Yeah. So yeah, Anna Nicole Smith was absolutely a gold digger. God rest her soul. But let's just keep it real.
Bring him for every cent. Sorry, it's just BS. It's plain BS. And
look at,
you know,
okay, let's explore, you and I, let's explore whether or not Amber Heard is a gold digger based on just basic observations, right? What kind of career has she really had? You know, I mean, is she talented? Not really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is she pretty? Sure. You know, but most porn stars are. You know what I mean? So
I will say this though. I mean, she definitely comes across though as someone who's not afraid to do work. Because like pretty much anyone in the industry has even said this, who's come across her like before Johnny, that she was up every morning. She was out the door. She was out trying to chase down any and every role she could. She went to auditions. She went to callbacks. She wasn't afraid to put in the effort and do the work. I don't know. That's one thing that always kind of stood out to me. I get the impression that she can take care of herself. She can do this. She can be determined. She can, go places, but she chose.
But has she done anything to do so? Really? You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean,
right.
I love, it's really funny. Like, say what you want. You know what I mean? I don't care what you think. I love the Magic Mike franchise, both movies.
Mm-hmm.
I like them both, honestly. And she was in the second one, I believe. And I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of talent for that role, though. You know what I mean? She was the leading lady, but she was the leading lady in a Magic Mike movie. You know what I mean? Like now, I'm a big Steven Soderbergh fan. He didn't even do the second one, but whoever directed it did a good job trying to pay tribute to the way Steven Soderbergh did the first one. The funny thing about Magic Mike was that movie was the movie that men took their wives and girlfriends to please them. Like, fuck, okay, fine. Yes, we'll go see that movie. Okay, male strippers. Fuck. All right, whatever. We'll go see that. And then the women walked out of that movie hating it. Statistically, the women walked out of that movie hating it, and the men were like, that movie was awesome. So just because it's Soderbergh. I thought it was great. Apparently, I didn't know, but apparently Channing Tatum was a male stripper before he started his acting career. I had no idea. It makes sense because that's why he was cast in that role. But it was fascinating to me is that, like the kind of work that a man has to put into that type of work versus a woman who has to put into that type of work. And so men were just like, yeah, go men, you know what I mean? But going back to, I got off topic here, but going back to Amber Heard, I mean, to me, that was Magic Mike 2, which wasn't even a Steven Soderbergh movie, to me was the best thing that she ever did. Like, not even Aquaman, like it doesn't count. And I'm a big comic book geek, so not even Aquaman. And she's not even, they have to reproduce everything with Aquaman now. Like,
wow.
Yeah, because of how bad her publicity is now. That's bad for DC Comics. That's bad for Warner Brothers. It's bad for everybody, right? So now what they're doing is they're redoing the whole thing more or less, and in order to appease the fans for having to wait, which I'm not an Aquaman fan. I could give a shit about Aquaman, honestly, but in order to appease the fans who have been waiting so long, now they brought Ben Affleck back as Batman, who said he was never going to play Batman again. So now Ben Affleck is in there just to appease the fans for Warner Brothers having to just kind of push her out of the entire production. It's amazing. Wow. It's amazing. That's how hated she is.
Yeah. Yeah. And I get, and I get that she's hated. I do. And I think that since she did, hook up with Johnny, I think she did just kind of I feel like she could actually go places with her career if she put the work into it and everything. But yeah, I think she just kind of gave up on doing the work anyways, since her and Johnny, which, I mean, they could be argued that, it could be because of all the shit she's catching online from everyone, but I mean, really.
Right. That's another issue, because that's one of Kay's arguments is like, does she deserve all of the hate that she's getting on social media and blah, blah, blah? Well, like you said earlier, she brought it on herself.
Yeah.
You know, like nobody told her to sit on the stand and lie.
And I take issue with that because, like, I mean, yeah, I get it. It can be bullying and everything, but like, I feel like you have to sign online. You have to sign into your accounts. You have to sign onto these platforms to be abused or harassed. So you're essentially seeking it out in a sense. I feel like, I don't know. That's
Well,
not entirely, but I feel like there is some kind of responsibility there.
I think people like MGL has to seek it out. You know what I mean? You know, I think people like Katie Joy has to seek it out.
Yeah.
Right. But Amber Heard can't escape it. I mean, let's just be honest.
True. All right, maybe not,
like
yeah.
that shit is coming at her. Even she could be in a log cabin and somebody would send a telegram and be like, "You suck. We hate you." You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you fucking bitch. We hate you. Let's listen to some more Kay's nonsense real quick.
Be irreverent when I say paltry, but in terms of what she could have gotten.
I mean, that just speaks volumes right there. Like, look at the picture. Can you see that? Like the monster behind the mask. Like the insinuation here that Johnny Depp is this abusive, awful, horrible person is just so funny to me, and nobody's buying it.
From Johnny Depp, that $7 million was a fraction of what she could have walked away with. So to rake her over the coals endlessly over the donation versus pledging and where did the money go and blah blah blah, it's just nonsense. It's BS to me. It's nonsense. It's stupid. The fact of the matter is she could have gotten so much more and donated and still walked. If she was a gold digger, she could have gotten so much more donated and still walked away. I mean, if it was about the money,
well, she pledged.
Why didn't she claim what was rightfully hers? I think she's very prideful. I think when it comes down to it, she isn't.
You see what she does there?
She has an enormous.
She makes these. She puts these little subliminal, suggestions that she was entitled to what she had. You know what I mean? Like Kay is sitting here saying, "Well, she had all this. She didn't." Like, let's do this. This is going to be fun. Hold on one second. Okay. Amber Heard's net worth as of 2022 is negative $3 million. Negative $3 million. She's in debt. $3 million, dude. So what the fuck is Kay talking about?
So basically, like, yeah, I mean, basically all the money she's had though is expected to go to Johnny Depp for the most part, it sounds like. But I mean, like, yeah.
Negative $3 million.
Wow.
Technically, I have more money than Amber Heard. That is fucked up. I'm the brokest motherfucker I know. Like, technically, I have more money than Amber Heard. Think about that. That's crazy. Yeah. So what the fuck is Kay talking about? Let's find out.
Enormous amount of pride. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, right? It didn't matter. Like, it didn't help her. Okay. The public perception. And I hate to speak for the public because I've been really putting people on blast about this on Twitter. You can't speak the whole world. You can't speak. These people, the Johnny Depp stands that are all over everything on social media. The world now sees and the public now knows. Just stop. You don't speak for the whole world. You have this people in the trench for Johnny Depp. They're very loud. They're very vociferous. They're very zealous, as peasants typically are.
Oh, the peasants. I love it.
They're very loud. They're the loudest, right? They feel that might makes right. And, they got right on, they think they're right, and they got and see, we won. And they're loud and they're obnoxious. Okay. And then I'm sure that's a major, I'm sure it's a lot of people, right? I mean, it's clearly a lot of people, but there's a lot of people who
come on, Kay.
How many are those people? What's the percentage? I don't know. I couldn't even begin to fathom. But it's certainly not the whole world. It's certainly not all the public. I'm sure there's a lot of people like me who doubt all of it.
Yeah, we call them idiots.
we
call them
I have no
morons.
idea what happened in their relationship. I mean, there's red flags galore, but I really have no idea, right? I'm sure there's a lot of people like me. They're just afraid.
There are.
They're afraid. They're afraid
stupid.
to use their words and their voice because look what happens when we do. We get ganged up on. We get messed with. We get trolled. We get harassed. We lose friends in horrible ways. Terrible things happen. People are afraid to do it. People, literally, I've seen it. People have come to me. You know, they've family members fighting with each other on social media about it, unfriending each other over it, over these two celebrities who don't know that any of us exist.
Oh, this is damage control.
Amber Heard has no clue.
Okay.
Johnny
This
Depp
is
has no clue.
damage control. That's what this is.
And to the person who thought they were gonna fuck with me
because she's been backing her. She's been backing up Amber Heard through the trial. Right. So now that Amber Heard is lost, now she's playing damage control over and her method is people are unfriending each other and fighting with each other over this. And oh my God, this is terrible. You know, we should all be as one now. Like, I love it. Go, Kay.
Yeah. I never bought it. Not even for 1 second. Nice try, though. Nice try.
But never admitting that
she didn't
was
take
wrong.
the money. So this gold digging accusation, again, just another mistruth. So you people in the trenches, you know, you don't really have a good batting average. Your radar's a little off. Okay. I'm telling you, however much you want to argue the pledge versus the donation, the bigger story is she walked away from, it appears as though she walked away from tens of millions of dollars, somewhere in the area of 30 to 52 million. So
what?
The 7 million that she got. Wait. Pledged off. Okay. I'm telling you.
Let's hear that all over again. I didn't pause it. Did I pause it? Okay. Yeah, I did.
However much you want to argue the pledge versus the donation, the bigger story is she walked away from, it appears as though she walked away from tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah,
somewhere
by abusing her husband.
30 to 52 million. So the 7 million that she got, that she pledged to give to her charities over time.
Okay, I love you.
Come on.
I'll never stop loving you, Kay.
And just admit that does speak of her, that she didn't take the money she could have. And I'm telling you, I think it's about pride. I think she has an incredible amount of pride. And I'm going to get into that later in the show.
Oh, she's proud.
And this was a big one. Depp said he was not alleging harm from Amber Heard and her op-ed. Though Depp's team spent many hours of the trial trying to paint Heard as the abuser in the relationship, an unsealed motion by Depp's team opposing a mental examination of Depp argued that the actor should not be subjected to an independent medical examination, quote, because Mr. Depp is not alleging harm based on a specific physical or mental injury, end quote. Depp's team further claimed that, quote, Mr. Depp does not allege a specific cause of action for intentional or negligent infliction of emotional distress. He does not assert that Ms. Heard's actions caused him a specific psychiatric injury and does not claim that Ms. Heard's actions caused him to experience unusually severe emotional distress, end quote. Now, I found this to be really interesting.
Of course you did.
Of course.
And my
out of her ass cherry. That's why we called this stream butt stuff.
Is
This is
he
butt
sued
stuff.
her for defamation because he claimed that it was so horrible. Remember, he said on the stand, it was so horrible to be, what did he say? What did he say? And then be Quasimodo. He said, you're 1 minute, you're this, you're not. That's not emotionally distressing. He claimed that her op-ed and her accusations that he assaulted her during their marriage had caused, in his view, his children to be subjected to this quote picture of him as this villain.
Guys,
and the
I
public,
gotta tell you, I love Irrelevant K. I love Irrelevant K. It's so much fun. It's so much fun
to be subjected to this view of him as Quasimodo or a villain, and in turn then costing him movie roles or costing an income. Now, I can tell you, as someone who has been the subject of lies,
here we go. Yep.
which have caused me to lose my income and my career.
Come
your
on.
career.
Your career.
Really?
That is incredibly emotionally distressing. To lose everything you worked for. Fortunately, I didn't work for this my whole life, but I put several years into Critical K and had it all ripped away from me based on someone lying about me.
Okay.
You know,
let's be honest. Incredibly.
I really have to. Okay, please go ahead because I got words. Please, Aaron, chime in here.
Let's be honest here. It must be quite upsetting to not get to do what you want and get paid for it. You know, I get it. I mean, I don't know. We should all be so entitled. Like, really? I mean, why can't I make crazy bank, like just going around robbing banks and shit? Like, it sucks. I can't do that. It's my career's been ripped away from me here, you know? What the fuck?
Listen, guys, if you guys aren't subscribed to Erin here, Erin has a segment that she does on her channel, which I love, which is actually why I subscribed and started following Erin in the first place, called the Entitlement Translator. So when you see K-Day, for instance, being entitled, she will translate that entitlement to you when she's live, and or when she does videos. It's fantastic. I'm a big fan.
It's amazing. It's amazing all the shit that they're saying with what they don't say, but they really are saying it. They just don't realize it. It's funny. I don't know. But thank you very much for that. All right, now what do you have to say about this?
Oh no. This is, like I said, this is Irrelevant K. And now it's K whining. And let me say it like this. Whining. Because that's what she likes to say. She likes to call people out for whining. And so this is Kay whining about the fact that she doesn't have a channel anymore where she's relevant. And I find that really, really entertaining. So here she is. Now, for those of you who don't know, Kay here used to be someone named Critical K, aka Critical Cankles, aka Canceled Karen, because she was canceled. Let me get into that. Her channel, she did that to herself. I normally don't take jabs at people's personal appearance unless it's like something that they do to themselves, like a hairdo. But I normally don't do that. But she sent her feet to people on a site called what was it? What is that site called?
Oh, Kiwi Farms.
Kiwi Farms. Yes. So she sent pictures of her feet, and she was trolled in order to do this, right? She was trolled to send her feet pictures of her feet in order to get a dox on somebody from Kiwi Farms. And so therefore she got the nickname Cankles, because those cankles are critical, let me tell you.
Oh my god, it's
But
so funny.
now,
So funny.
now, right, what some of you may not know is Kay is currently being sued for $10 million. Drink that in. Okay, let me repeat it.
Wow.
She is being sued for $10 million for defamation, right? Which, if you're doing the math in your head, makes sense why she's siding with Amber Heard here, right? So she's being sued by a mother of someone who it is questioned whether or not he committed suicide or whether he was murdered. And this mother believes that her son was murdered. And there's good reason to believe this. And a very, very good YouTube creator, Kendall Ray, you may be familiar with. Are you familiar with Kendall Ray?
I've heard of her, yeah.
Yeah,
I can't picture her though.
She did an amazing documentary just for her YouTube channel. I mean, she funded it herself. You know, she traveled out, spoke to all the family members and whatnot, and did this investigation. And this all stems from Kay wanting to take on, because what Kay used to do is try to take on big YouTube creators and start beef with them, right? In order to get attention for herself. And she did this with Kendall Ray. And Kendall Ray, of course, does not engage and did not. And she was like, who? Kay, who? What the fuck? She never engaged. And it snowballed into her trash talking Ray Andriacchio, being Christian Andriacchio's mother. It snowballed into that, and she just told a bunch of lies about this woman on her channel for months. And Ray Andriacchio is the one that you don't fuck with, apparently. So she filed a lawsuit, and people got sick of Kay's shit, and YouTube got sick of Kay's shit, and they booted her off YouTube. She's not supposed to have a channel. How she's even on YouTube right now is beyond me. But since you're on YouTube, Kay, hi, hi, welcome back. So since you're on YouTube, Kay, so since you're on YouTube, Kay, I missed you. So yeah, we're gonna talk about you. So poor Kay is not getting the benefits that she used to get, but she is getting the benefit of having me talk about her. So yeah, welcome back, Kay.
Only distressing. It's incredibly psychologically damaging. I can attest to it firsthand.
Can you?
So we're supposed to believe that her claims of him being a domestic abuser or a quote wife beater were so horrendous, but didn't cause him any psychological harm or distress.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Him losing movie roles. So then why do you care being a domestic abuser or a quote wife beater were so horrendous, but didn't cause him any psychological harm or distress?
So wait, what the fuck is she saying here? I wait, that's
losing
I
movie
can't
roles.
be
So
hearing
then
what I'm hearing.
We're psychologically damaging. I can attest to it firsthand. So we're supposed to believe that her claims of him being a domestic abuser or a quote wife beater were so horrendous, but didn't cause him any psychological harm or distress.
Wait, okay. Go ahead, because I can't believe my fucking ears.
So basically she's saying that being an emotional or physical abuse or whatever, a male being one against women, it takes a toll on them because of how upsetting it is for them to abuse women. Is that what she's saying, basically?
Is she cause? Well, what I'm wondering is she using that as an excuse to defend her claims that he is abusive and say that he was caused emotional, psychological damage by being accused of being an abuser, that he actually did abuse her because of the psychological damage of being accused? Is that what she's saying?
Yeah, or that.
Like, what the fuck? Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Let me just continue this because I have to, like, I'm setting up for the KJ stuff right now.
Losing movie role. So then why do you care if it doesn't cause you psychological harm or distress? Then why would you drag your spouse into a public trial to clear your name if it didn't bother you? Right?
But he never said it didn't bother him.
How am I wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
If you can tell me how I'm wrong, I'm open to hearing how I'm wrong. But the man straight up.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Well, I think the fact that he did bring it into a court like twice kind of shows that it might have bothered him a little.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, I think she's wrong. I think she's fucking wrong.
Really? Kay, wrong? No, come on. You're out of your mind, Aaron. You're a peasant. You're part of the masses, Aaron. Like, get your shit together, for fuck's sake.
I guess. Yeah, you're right. Fuck.
Straight up says, "Oh, it didn't. I wasn't bothered by any of it. No emotional harm, no psychological harm at all. Shouldn't have harmed me at all." That was his way of getting out of a psychological evaluation. That was his lawyer's strategy. Again, the truth is what it is. Who believes that? I can't think of a single person with a single brain cell who would believe that Johnny Depp did not suffer emotion. If these things were untrue, and if he was concerned about the world believing that he was a domestic abuser, that these things had zero effect, zero emotional distress, and zero psychological effect. BS. B to the S.
That's your
squared,
that's your okay.
Multiplied.
Okay.
Sorry, not buying it. It was his strategic way of getting to the truth. Him undergoing a psychological evaluation. It's all crystal clear now. Remember, I asked on the show, I said, why did she have to undergo? But he didn't. He didn't. This is why.
How the fuck is that crystal clear?
Alternatively, or I guess in tandem.
Welcome to K World.
He doesn't care. Nothing that she said in that op-ed had any emotional or psychological effect on him at all. And the agenda was to globally humiliate his ex-wife.
What?
Was to see all and sundry calling her turd, calling her a liar, and her having to sit on the stand and give in great detail a horrific sexual assault. And have people sitting back in America and all around the world scoffing, laughing, condemning, calling her a liar. And by people, I mean a lot of women who would never, ever want the world calling them a liar if they had the courage to share such an experience. Nobody would ever want that. That alone would cause severe emotional distress. If you had the courage to finally come out and share.
This is
because
what
rape is
irrelevant looks
humiliating.
like, folks.
Sexual assault ultimately is a humiliating experience. Having a gun put to you.
Okay, guys, I got a special surprise treat for you guys. Welcome, Toasty.
What's up?
Great stream earlier, by the way.
Thank you. Crashing the party. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for letting me on.
Of course. You're always
I'm
welcome. You know that.
very interested in learning more about Katie Joy.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into Katie Joy in just a minute. We're just not quite done with Kay yet. Just let's.
Oh, okay.
Because I want your input on Kay. That's why we're gonna keep going with Kay for a minute here.
Yes.
Because I know I love Aaron and I love you, and I can't wait to to hear what you guys both have to say about Kay.
Put to your head and forced to perform sex acts is humiliating.
No, that didn't happen. A jury
feel
found
less
that didn't
than
happen.
human when the person is done with you because you feel like that's your value and your worth. Your genitals. It's humiliating. No woman should ever. But unfortunately, we live on a planet where it happens. We live on a planet where people do. They murder, they rape, they kill each other, they kill themselves. We live in a world
they
of
defame
ugliness.
people.
It happens to men too. So
it's sad, but it's true. But nobody wants to share.
She doesn't believe Sophie. Okay, Sophie was a brat. Okay, for example, she believed what Shanann pretty much brought about her own murder.
Oh, that's her MO. Yeah. She blames victims constantly.
Amber,
that's her whole thing.
But Amber, she fucking believes is the victim, right? I mean,
right. Yeah.
And
there's no wonder.
When did she start thinking critically then? I mean,
I don't think that she knows what that word means.
No, but she uses it all the time. Like if you don't go with her narrative, then you're not thinking critically and you're a peasant. And she literally used to wear a tiara. Literally, she used to wear a tiara and call herself a queen.
And have a rubber chicken.
Everyone else was a peasant.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, fun stuff. Fun stuff. Yeah, we're gonna go with just a little bit more because she's getting deep here. So I can't cut her off just yet. She's doing so well.
And have to recount. I don't care. Don't tell me again that her lawyers opened the door. Amber probably wanted. I think was very courageous. Again, she's proud and she's courageous because what she did was there are many women who have experienced sexual assault who saw that she was able to do that and withstand that. And I think there are women who took great strength from that and thought to themselves, maybe I think it's the opposite. I think at the end of the day, this will not silence people. I think more women will have the courage to come forward. And I think Amber Heard was very courageous for telling that story. And I believed the story. I believed it then. I believe it now.
Wow. Yeah,
I think it's why do I believe it? Because it's in line with the other things he's done. And we're going to get into the whole.
And I want to say, like, why do you believe it, Kay? I want to say immediately the thought that comes to my head is because you're stupid. But no, the truth is the reason why you believe it is because you're an asshole. Like there's like those two factors. You believe someone who is clearly wrong for one of two reasons, either because you're stupid and ignorant or because you're an asshole.
I think it's
I'm going to go with the latter. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think it's like 70% asshole and 30% stupid. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's do this because I haven't even looked at this stuff, folks. This stuff was sent to me. We're done with Kay. That's enough attention, Kay. Sorry. This stuff was sent to me. And I haven't even looked at it. This will be reaction. But this stuff comes from KJ's Facebook. Because, she doesn't act like a total asshole on her YouTube. She does that on Instagram, correct me if I'm wrong. Erin's up here because she's the KJ expert. So you
Cool.
correct me if I'm wrong. But she does her asshole stuff on Facebook and on Instagram. And the YouTube stuff is for reality shows and whatnot.
Yeah, she was doing her asshole stuff on Twitter, but then like she just Twitter pretty much stopped having her come up in search results and everything. They shadow banned her or whatever it's called.
What?
So yeah. Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
No, it's yeah. So I mean, you have to type in her exact Twitter handle and then hit enter and then hit post and then wait for see a post or something that with her that comes up. And then you can click on it. If you type in her @ and then her handle, it won't show up. You have to kind of post where she's mentioned. It's crazy.
And I gotta be honest, so just so you guys know, because I always wear my heart on my sleeve. Annie from 10 to Life is a close friend of mine, and she's been attacking Annie. And Annie's not the type of person to engage, but I fucking
really?
will. Yeah, I fucking will.
So why is she attacking Annie?
Because all Annie did was make a video on the Marvon thing because she was requested by her viewers to do it. She stated she did an hour-long video that she worked really hard on, just like, and let me tell you something about Annie. Like, she is surgical, like Toast, like you are on your live streams. She's like that with her videos. Fucking surgical. She will put fact after fact after fact, and all she did in that video was say, "There's drama going on. I want to make a disclaimer. I'm not involved in any of this drama. I got requests to do this video, and this is the video." You know what I mean? That's all she did. And then KJ just went after her, and then I'm just like, well, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, because I've had my run-ins with KJ over the Sophie thing, and because she's a fucking idiot.
Because my only impression of her, like other people have asked me to look into her, but when I've gone to her YouTube page, I'm like, oh, just a bunch of Duggar stuff. I'm not really interested in any of that. And so that was my only view of her. So I'm interested in hearing what EKC has to say because so many people are begging me to look into her. So I want to see what she's all about.
Yeah, no, it's fair to say that KJ is arguably the most hated person on YouTube. Arguably.
Yeah. Wait, I'm not muted, am I? Okay. Yeah, no, she is. And the thing is that the thing that makes her so hated over and over again is that she doesn't get it. She will fight and insist that she's in the right. Everyone else is in the wrong. She will double down on shit. She will show absolutely no humility, self-enlightenment, nothing. She will just do whatever the fuck she wants. And if she can't, well, then, she's not the one with the problem. That's it. It's annoying.
Yeah. Okay. So let's look at this. So without a crystal ball, this is a Facebook post in her page. One of the attorneys that Letitia claims to have was found by Brittany Munoz, who went to prison for impersonating an attorney. Please be careful when donating to anyone for legal fees. Now, real quick, let's get into KJ talking about donating, right? Didn't she just like donate and then like actually refund her money, get her money refunded for donating?
Yeah.
From
really?
Who the fuck does that? Who does that, dude?
So wait, did she donate to the family?
She donated to the mom. Okay, so the thing is, and you guys kind of already know, but just to be clear for those who don't know, this all started because apparently Marvon's wife, Andrea, is a total piece of shit. I agree with that. There's no argument there. She sucks. She's terrible. But she was apparently this man had attempted suicide allegedly, and the mom, Marvon's mom, wanted to visit him, and she wouldn't let him visit her or her visit him. Sorry. So there's this conflict with the in-laws. It's an in-law conflict, right? And then it blew up into all this. All these YouTubers got involved, and you know, which I personally don't agree with. I just feel like my overall opinion on this whole thing is MGL is the for lack of a better term, mastermind of all the YouTubers getting involved, right? She's the core of it. And we all know what MGL is all about. You know, she's all about those views, and she gained like fucking 30,000 subs from this, right?
Yeah.
Did you really that many?
Yeah, almost like
Holy
overnight.
shit.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
Yeah. And so we all know, I mean, I've been reviewing her for forever, and so has Toast actually. And so it's clear what her motives are. If you know anything about MGL, you know what her motives truly are. I don't think that the mom knows, because she's elderly and she probably doesn't watch YouTube much at all, if at all. And she had no idea that it was going to turn into this kind of circus. And she was desperate. Right. That's my opinion anyway. And then now, of course, it's been spun into this circus where it's YouTuber versus YouTuber, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that YouTuber being MGL versus KJ. And I will say, this is the thing, is I've said it before. If I'm having to side with either YouTuber, which I'm not because they're both assholes, if I'm having to side with one of them, it's going to be MGL, because she's playing this very strategically, as much as she can in her lack of self-awareness capabilities. She's doing the best she can, but she still sucks. But KJ had apparently donated money to Marvon's mom, and I don't even know what the money's for. An attorney? I mean, you can't. Let's get into that for a second. Like, you can't. There's no way that you're gonna win in court over a wife who's the next of kin. I mean, she's the next of kin. She has say. She's married to him. You know, right. Now, unless there's a criminal investigation opened, and apparently, supposedly, I'm hearing things that there is a new investigation that has been opened up. But if that's the case, if that investigation has been opened up, then what the fuck are YouTubers still talking about this for? That was the goal. Originally, that was the goal. So why are they still talking about it?
The money.
You know what I mean?
Views, money. Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah,
totally. So let's look at this. So KJ, Little Miss, I donated money and asked for a refund. Now she's still talking about money, which is fun. So any civil attorney can represent her for any of these cases she claims she wants to file. To date, nothing has been filed. Also, any wise attorney would tell their client to get the hell off social media if they care about the integrity of the case. Interesting.
Really?
Coming from her.
Yeah. The hypocrisy will make your head want to explode, like, for real.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Judges do not pay kind to social media foolery. Trust me, I know. I bet you know, because you're the one being sued on. Nobody has been sued as much as KJ on YouTube. Nobody has been sued as much as she has. Wow. Okay, so let's move on to this. Found his license was suspended in another state with similar complaints against him. Facts and receipts are what we are about here. No, that's not what you're about. No, it's not. I don't know what these things say here. And then there's the chiropractor thing, which I really don't know much about.
But I can answer some of the chiropractor thing when it comes to.
Please shed some light on that.
Well, it's no, you're talking about with Dre, right? I just want to make sure we're talking about the right thing here, because I know we're.
Well, yeah, because like I said, I don't have a lot of information, and this was sent to me, and this was going to be a reaction type thing, more or less. I don't know what we're
Okay.
talking about here.
Well, like I know Dre's big thing, since she got into the whole pseudoscience and kratom and whatever, all natural shit or alkaline diet, all that nonsense, has been seeing a chiropractor. That's kind of the thing with the anti-vax community. They don't want to go to doctors, so they choose chiropractors. Yeah, but Dre is. Yeah, Dre is. So so Dre apparently has been seeing a chiropractor, and apparently she had a file a report or a complaint against one of them, because I don't know why. I don't need to know the details either, but something about, I don't know, some sexual inappropriate.
You know why? Because it's none of our business. But
exactly, yeah.
It's out there. Fuck. It's tragic that this is out there.
Yeah. But so yeah, that's what that post was. That's what the mention of chiropractor was about, anyways. So.
Okay, so, I mean, so yeah, like, why is this guy's? So now his medical issues are blasted all over social media. So okay, in 2019, Andrea McRae filed a police report against her chiropractor, Dr. Dan Abul Hassan, for sexual harassment. She alleged that Dr. Dan made unwanted sexual advancements to her. So she's trying to discredit the chiropractor here, is what she's doing.
Who? Katie or Dre?
Katie.
Okay. I think the whole reason why Katie, I think, was sharing this or talking about this is because Molly Golightly had pulled up like all kinds of police calls or whatever to the McRae's home. And one of them made mention of a report of sexual inappropriate touching or whatever. So everyone just, I think everyone just assumed that it was something between Vaughn and Dre, when in actuality, it was Dre calling the cops to report her chiropractor. So I think Katie's mentioning this as a way to like kind of stick up for Dre a little bit, to kind of squash some of the talking about her.
Okay.
I mean, MGL gets facts wrong all the time, so that doesn't surprise me.
It's because she doesn't pay attention to facts. We know.
I know. Reading is hard.
Exactly. Okay, so the facts, according to KJ, Dr. Dan Abulson has had his license revoked in 2 states for unprofessional conduct and criminal convictions. His license was suspended in California near revocation before he surrendered the license in 2017. This relates to a 2008 conviction related to child abuse and corporal injury on his spouse. He was sentenced to probation, and his license is suspended for a period. He also got in trouble for DUI received in California, which prompted the board to further discipline him. A review of records. Okay, so this is all about Dr. Dan. Like, I give a shit about Dr. Dan. Why are we talking about Dr. Dan? So 1 second. Let me also share this one thing. This is very funny to me. We're just gonna get into some petty shit, actually.
By the way, good talking to you, EKC. I'm not sure if you want me what you want me to call you, but it's cool talking to you.
You can,
Aaron.
Thank you. Yeah, you can call me Aaron, EKC, whatever. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's cool talking to you, and nice to meet you too.
Yes, same.
Yeah, Toast is awesome. Her content is calling people out on bullshit, which I love.
Yeah, I was watching. She came up in my recommended. I think it was last week or something. I was watching a stream, and I was just listening to some of the things she was saying. I'm like, oh my god, we could be best friends.
A lot of people feel that way. Yeah. Yeah. So let's go into this. This is fun. Aaron, maybe you can shed some light on this, because I'm just I want to know what the hell is going on here. Sorry, give me a second. I got to share the screen. What's going on in this picture? What's going on right there?
Oh,
that's,
God.
That's
Bruh.
Someone, yes. Someone from the subreddit took a screenshot and shared this, and that's where the whole this was like the start of I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
That's clearly a diaper. There's no way that
did we get here?
there's no fucking way that that's her ass. Okay. There is like, okay. Now, whether the diaper is loaded or not, I don't know, but that's a fucking diaper. That's a diaper. That's a fucking diaper. Is that not a diaper? Am I crazy? Am I blind? That's a fucking diaper.
It depends.
I hate you, Toast. It's clearly a diaper. What? Why? Okay, somebody explain to me why somebody wearing a diaper feels entitled to talk about and fuck with people's lives.
I mean, she's clearly.
How is that a thing?
She's clearly carrying her load on YouTube.
She's carrying. It's not on his shoulders, Toast. It's not on his shoulders. It's. I can't. All right. Let's find some more. Let's find some more KJ stuff here. Let's just look into her Facebook. Let's look into her Facebook. Hold on a second.
Yeah, no wonder people say she's full of shit.
Okay, why I requested a GoFundMe, how a felon with a conviction for impersonating an attorney got involved with Vaughn's family, why this raised serious concerns for many. Let's look into this real quick here.
Circulating that I requested a refund for what I donated to the GoFundMe. This video should better help you understand why that request was made to GoFundMe. No request was ever made directly to Letitia Bias. It was made.
You don't have to. You got to go to GoFundMe.
After I was provided a lot more information about the situation that simply did not add up. But this specific situation is in regards to the lack of transparency that has been involved regarding attorneys and if attorneys are actually hired and what those attorneys are doing. I'm not here to cause anyone to be bashed, whether it's Letitia or any of the people that I'm talking about in this video. And please do not send any of the people that I speak about in this video hate. I want to show you what was happening behind the scenes in the first week leading up to everything that happened with this case. On July 13th, someone named Brittany Munez contacted me and let me know that she was helping Letitia find an attorney to help get visitation for Letitia and file an emergency injunction. This is the same woman that was on my live stream that was a former admin of Andrea McCrae. During this period, she explained to me all the steps that they were taking in order to get this actual attorney. And it was not much longer later that I learned that she had a criminal history, which was extremely problematic. I'm going to share with you my audio clips of her telling me the situation about finding the attorney. I'll also share with you at the very end me confronting her about the criminal history that she has as posing as an attorney. And I'll also share with you videos from Molly's channel, which have Letitia describing the situation and Molly claiming that Letitia said that court filings had been made for an emergency injunction for her in order to
hear her voice shaking? Why is her voice shaking?
Visitation with the
I was about to ask that.
As well as to get emergency power of attorney or guardianship, depending on what was happening. Letitia told Molly that she had made filings in court on the 14th. Because the live that I'll be showing you was on July 15th. I spoke to Brittany on July 13th for reference, and I asked her to leave the story on July 13th for reference. By that Saturday, it was clear that she was not out of the story. That was also the same night that Letitia decided to leave to go see Vaughn.
So, Molly, yesterday morning, I had spoke with Letitia again, and I had told her, hey, let's find you a lawyer. I seen, you've been helping so much with spreading the word and it being correctly written, unlike a lot of other people. And so I said, well, all these people in the groups are talking about drama and this and that and the other, and her not getting a lawyer, but none of them, I don't want nobody to take this wrong, but none of them stepped up to take the time to call lawyers. So I spoke with like 70 law offices yesterday. Only about 3 were willing.
Okay, hold on. So her justification for getting a refund in the first place was because I guess she was supposed to use that money for an attorney.
It's a mixture of things, but yeah, the attorney is one of the excuses she gives. She says that she's seen no receipts, she's seen no court filings, she's been checking the courts, nothing's been filed. She's not seeing Letitia in court for anything because apparently Katie thinks that you just throw some money at someone and then they're going to just go walk into a courthouse
right, like,
and tear them to shreds, just like that.
Why didn't she come to the conclusion that I came to immediately, which was there's nothing that any attorney can do. No attorney would take that case because the wife has power of attorney. The wife she's the next of kin. There's nothing that she can do. Unless you want to make life more comfortable for the mom, okay, great. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Now, if you want to supply hotel rooms so that she can be by her son's side, hotel rooms, meals, that sort of thing, I get that. But what else would the money be going to? You know what I mean? And why would you donate in the first place if...
Yeah, see, I always, from the beginning, when any GoFundMe or Cash App or whatever was started, I heard people talking about why they wanted to donate, and I just assumed, and I took it to be that it was for making it possible for Vaughn's family to be with Vaughn at this time and not have to worry about shit like losing their house and everything. Why so many other people did not also just take it to mean that? I don't get
right.
Like Katie's expecting not only to see receipts for everything, but Katie is expecting to have say in what it's being used for. Like,
wow. Okay, so I have a question. So is it confirmed that the GoFundMe was by the family, for the family, to the family?
Which one?
Do you mean a great question?
The GoFundMe that she wanted that she got a refund from.
Okay, yeah, that one was yes, it was for the family. I'm not sure who exactly started it, but it was approved anyway.
Okay. Yeah, because that was my next question, is like, if it was approved that this money was going to the family and she donated it to the family, then that's pretty fucked up that she now wanted a refund. I mean, it would be different, say, with MGL, where she's expecting to be like a third party in between the donor and the family. That's always a red flag. I will always tell people.
MGL is living free and clear, like with her super chats and shit. Like, yeah, you're donating to me, but if you want to donate to the family, this is what you should do. And she's using donating to the family as some sort of clout to get her super chats. It's very, very manipulative, and people don't see through it.
She's done that before. She's done that before.
She does it all the time. She's been doing it for years.
I have always told people, don't ever use a third party. If somebody is wanting to do a fundraiser, there needs to be a direct link to a family, to the charity, to wherever the money is supposed to go to. Don't ever super chat someone and expect it to go to a charity.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
Let's hear some more of her bullshit.
Willing to take the case. So out of those 3, we narrowed it down to 1 because some of them were outrageous with price, and she chose that one. But yesterday afternoon, the lawyer that Molly had found for
let me pause this because I want to actually read. This is the Brittany Lynn Munoz, because I know a lot of people can't actually read this text screenshot. So it's so long. There's obviously a voice text. This shouldn't be drama. Okay. I don't know who the person in the purple is. Now it should, no, it shouldn't. And it has pissed me off so much that people have made it that way, and sitting there calling his mother is scammer has made me, why can't people type? Mother is scammer has made me even more mad. Who is the lawyer? I really don't want to give them out just yet because the lawyer asked us not to until it becomes public record, because she doesn't want her phone blowing up until she has been able to focus her time on preparing the petition and the case. I mean, but there is no lawyer, right? I mean,
Right.
Why would there be a lawyer?
Well, from what I understand is that she did consult with an attorney, and I guess allegedly the attorney had negotiated with Dre on the family's behalf to agree to visitation times and opportunities. This is what everyone says. I haven't seen any evidence of anything either way. I don't doubt it though. I don't doubt for 1 second that money probably went to an attorney for this. However, the longer it goes without saying who the attorney is or providing any information, then I think the more doubtful they kind of look.
Is safe to say, safe to assume that MGL is the one advising the family of their
for sure.
moves?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just based on her track record alone.
Because I wonder if this is MGL's way of manipulating the family so that MGL can continue to gatekeep.
Sure. Yeah. I, at least I think so. That is a matter of opinion, but that's where my opinion goes. All right,
Letitia had called her at 4:30 yesterday afternoon, but they wanted a $5,000 retainer and told her that it was going to end up being about $20,000 in the end. And Letitia had said, "Oh, that's a little pricey for me. I'm just not sure if I'll be able to do that right now." She said, "I'll let y'all know." That's all she said. Well, this morning she spoke with the lawyer. I had found her yesterday, and they've already signed the contract. She is going to get a cashier's check to overnight it to her. And I spoke on a conference call with her and the attorney yesterday and today. And the attorney wants any videos, the best ones for the judge to see, because she's going to push for an emergency hearing for a guardianship order, not and to revoke Dre's power of attorney if that's what she has. She says
that can't be done.
We don't know if it's a POA.
I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but I don't see how that can be done.
And then I need the addresses because she needs to serve Dre at both places we know she's been. And she's also going to subpoena hospital records for the judge if needed. So, yeah, that's what we're at. And people were getting confused on that live last night saying Brittany didn't help her get a lawyer. Molly did.
Why does Molly's name keep coming up?
I don't need my name being out there or nothing. I don't care about that. But I had made a statement because the lawyer had told Letitia last night, do not talk to anybody from this point moving forward. When you sign a contract with me, I don't need you speaking to anyone, not on social media, nothing. She said, until the documents are made public inquiry, then if you want to speak, fine. But right now, let me get all this done and to the judge without you saying anything. So Letitia had told me that, if I could make a final statement for her that she had hired an attorney because people were thinking that she was lying about or scamming with the money or whatever. She said, so I made that statement last night on that live because they invited me on their live. And I made the statement, which I'm so dumb, Katie. I should have came on your live and made it. It would have been better. People wouldn't have been so much drama because I didn't know they were going to start arguing and all that drama on that live.
Why didn't
I made
you?
my statement and I got off.
Why didn't you know that?
And it blew up over there. Then they started talking bad about Letitia because Molly was live and saying, no, she hired her, the attorney. And it doesn't matter who got it at all. I don't care. I don't need recognition. But though everybody made it a drama. I said, you know what? I'm not saying.
But you're peddling the drama. Now,
Yeah.
this person right here.
Katie Joy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
This person who's talking, you know, I feel like they right place, but they can't differentiate drama from getting shit done. You know what I mean? Like there's no differentiation, right? It's weird to me. Like what is the point of this? What, you know, and what is the point of Katie Joy putting this on her Facebook? Like is this proof of something? What is this?
Saying nothing else to nobody about anything.
So something I think you guys need to consider is that a lot of attorneys will set up a trust where people can make donations directly to the trust in lieu of donations to GoFundMe. So if you could talk to the attorney about potentially setting up some sort of trust where people can pay them through the trust to this trust to the attorneys directly. Some people just want to pay the attorney directly or donate directly to the attorney. And I know that's a possibility. I just don't know how they would do that. But you might want to.
No, you know exactly how they would do it because she shared, real quick, Aaron, because I really want your input here, but she shared an attorney's trust during the Sophie thing when me and her were going head to head on that, right? She shared Kelly Long's attorney's trust that was funding her attorneys, which when I went over before, she was making the point saying, oh, well, you know, if somebody's trying to keep things quiet, that speaks volumes about them, right? All Kelly Long's attorneys were doing was trying to keep things quiet. And she was sharing that attorney's trust so you could donate to it. So, yeah. Katie, don't sit here and fucking act like you don't know how that works. You're sitting here going, I know how it works, but I don't really know how it works. Bullshit. You know exactly how it works because I had to deal with this head to head with you. Sorry, Aaron, go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I got reading something here for a second. I'm sorry. Holy shit. Okay. So, I don't know. Like when she shared the stuff from the attorney, like what drove me got me so upset about that was that she made all this big deal, especially with me, because of some things that I shared about some shit that the story she was trying to push out there or whatever. And then she turned around and she shared like all of this shit on Sophie, all this stuff from, and then she claimed that Kelly Long gave it to her and gave her permission, you know? It's Was it an attorney though? Wasn't it like some PR company?
No, yeah. Kelly Long hired a PR firm as well as an attorney, but the cease and desist orders that went out to me, that went out to Annie from
I didn't know you guys got cease and desist letters.
Yeah, no, I got a cease and desist order, but I pissed on it. Like, fuck you. Like, there was a cease and desist order that came from, or that went to me, that went to Annie from 10 to Life, that went to Nick Rekieta from Rekieta Law.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And Rekieta Law even like posted a video, and all I'll say about that is he closed that video saying, with respect, fuck you. he used those words. I'm quoting him. With respect, fuck you. So yeah, she was trying to shut everyone up, and she used a PR firm to do it. And on the other side of her mouth, Katie Joy is saying that if somebody is trying to shut somebody up, that speaks volumes of their guilt, you know, because I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's funny coming from her, especially, you know. I mean, she's
insane coming from her.
Yeah, she's blocking everyone on her channel, on her live streams, or and spreading anything and everything she can just to try to discredit anyone talking, and or she'll file for harassment orders against people.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, she's filed.
Okay.
Yeah, she's obtained 3 TROs, but she ended up dropping them all. So, but yeah.
And
she's the one who wanted
an option. So that
no, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you were about to say something.
Oh,
please.
No, yeah, it's No, I'm sorry. No, I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay.
Talk about the PO orders from Katie Joy, how they were dropped.
Yeah. It's like she, like, you know, like what was saying there. She was saying, her whole point in everything she did there, in calling Sophie a brat, and trying to discredit Michael Long as much as she could. All of that was to get people to stop talking about it, like to shut them up, to silence them, and then for her to, you know, turn around and, you know, try to put the blame on everyone else, and yeah, I still wonder though how and why she got into that.
Let's get into that for a second, because I mean, obviously that's the elephant in the room, right? Let's get into the whole Sophie thing. Sorry, Toast.
No, I'm soaking it in because this is all very new to me. So
yeah. So Sophie, and I like I said, I will never play those videos again. But Sophie was living with her dad, and she would have visitations with her mom, and she, for some reason, would not go with her mom. And so Michael Long, her father, decided to start filming and you know, filming the reaction. And Michael Long, my disclaimer is he's kind of a douchebag, you know. That's absolutely true. I'm not going to deny that. But I do believe that he was looking out, and I still believe that he was looking out for the best interest of his child. And it went so far. It went so far to where after I did videos, after Annie Elise did videos, after Dad Challenge Podcast did videos, and had him on our channel and his attorneys on Annie's channel, and Annie won't talk about it anymore, you know, for reasons that I can't discuss, but she won't talk about it anymore. But I will absolutely. And I will absolutely have Michael on my channel again if he wants to join me and speak his mind. But he went as far as in his heart and his mind to protect his daughter and take her to Mexico. Because oh God, there's so much. The county where he was fighting this case, were they seemed to totally railroad him. And there was even I even played a recording of a police officer in that county trying to intercept evidence being taken of her being SA'd because they got desperate, and because according to Michael, even there were possibly police officers that were involved in this trafficking ring. It was really ugly. It was really, really bad. And which seems like a crazy, crazy thing, right? But there was evidence to at least ask questions, right? And I asked those questions. And so he lost all rights in court. As far as parental rights, the court seemed to favor Kelly Long, Sophie's mom, even though she was flat out accusing her of being involved in the trafficking, if not actually putting her in that position. And so there was just a lot of questions. It fucking bugs me just to even think about it. But now he's incarcerated. There's a $2 million bond for him to actually get out, which I think is excessive for. He wasn't even charged with parental kidnapping. He was charged with parental interference or some shit like that.
I was gonna say, was it like custodial interference or some
custodial interference, right? Custodial interference, right? But there's a $2 million bond, which right there screams corruption to me.
Wow.
It seems excessive.
Yeah.
So and he has my number, and I paid for like I did with Don Wells, which I don't regret, by the way. But I paid for him to be able to call me. He can call me anytime he wants and discuss it. But I have called him out for being a douchebag because he couldn't keep his dick in his pants, and he was fucking around with people that he met online during this whole thing, and screwed up his whole name in all of this. And I'm not going to deny that he did these things. But I do believe that he was trying to protect his daughter. I still believe that. And Katie Joy is somebody who has made him out to be somebody who kidnapped his daughter and did horrible things and brainwashed her and blah, blah, blah. And there's just no evidence to dictate that. For some reason, my opinion is, for some reason, this child was screaming at the idea of having to go into the environment that her mother provides for her, screaming in terror. And I don't know if she was being SA'd. I don't know what was going on in that home, but I do believe that there's no way that a 9-year-old girl would be that terrified of the environment that her own mother provides for her unless there was something terrible happening in that house.
Yeah, that should definitely have been looked into.
And it wasn't. That was the whole point.
Because that was my next question, if it was.
Right. No, it wasn't. There was not a thorough investigation that took place. And that was my whole thing, is I just want a thorough investigation taking place. I didn't side with anybody. I just gave people a voice. I would have given Kelly Long the same voice. I would have. But what she did was hired a PR firm. What she did was hire a lawyer. And she tried to shut everybody up who was talking about it. And then Katie Joy is the type of person that absolutely said, and I did it on a live stream before this, 2 live streams, I think, before this, where she said that's a sign of guilt. Somebody who tries to shut people up. And Katie Joy shared her attorney and PR firm's information where you can pledge. That's what she's talking about right here. That's what Aaron was saying. Like right there, she was saying you can pledge to an attorney and support that attorney. You don't have to give money to a GoFundMe, right? And Katie Joy would share that attorney's information. So she knows exactly how that works. And for her to sit there and say, oh, I don't know how this works, blah, 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 blah. It's bullshit. It's pure fucking bullshit.
I have this theory too. I made a video of it. I'm trying to, my computer's moving crazy slow, but I'm trying to get a link in case anyone wants to check it out. But I made the video right around the beginning of the whole Sophie Long situation. There was, here's what I found odd, because in the Facebook group about this, the long hoax or whatever it was called, Katie, she had shared this article, and this article was written by someone who had English as a second language. You could tell, but this article.
Aaron, sorry to cut you off.
What?
Comment in the chat so I can wrench you, and you can share what you need to share.
Oh, okay. All right. As soon as I get something to pull up here, okay. It's my computer sucks. Anyways, so. She shared this article, and it was, like I said, it was written by someone who had English as a second language, and this article was in support of Kelly Long or whatever. So I just looked into this website. It was called Media Entertainment Arts Worldwide. So as I'm looking into it, I found something weird about the whole Kelly Long situation, or the whole Sophie Long situation. This website wrote like 6 to 10 articles in favor of Michael Long for like 3 weeks. Okay. And then they just like literally overnight, they flip sides. And the first article they write then in support of Kelly Long is the one that Katie shares. So it's coming off to me as like, this is some sort of like PR thing or propaganda or whatever, however you want to word it. So, and now I know, like, is from being online and from writing and everything, this blog post I wrote for Lowell, there's a lot of ways you can make money online. You can write Amazon reviews. You can write, you can make videos in support of anything, any product. Anyone will pay you if you have any kind of following to do shit. Okay.
Right.
Propaganda, basically. Well, same thing goes for public relations kinds of situations. And if this was like the attorney that she seemed to have hired wasn't just your average attorney, it was like a famous person kind of attorney, you know, someone who has to worry about a public image or whatever. It seemed to be kind of like an agency almost. And so when they came out with this statement, this is what I don't know, this just made me highly suspect. I'm wondering if because Katie pulled the story out of like nowhere. Only her and Critical K were calling Sophie a brat and talking about how the girl was faking it and lying and everything else. Okay. So I also thought that was kind of strange. I kind of wonder if maybe because the two of them have been making money online for quite some time, if they learned how to be some sort of influencer for, you know, just things other than makeup or whatever. And if that's kind of what happened here, if that's why Katie especially came in so hard against Sophie and against Michael.
I can't imagine listening. Like, I mean, again, I don't know very much about this case, and I'm not true crime. So, but I will say that if I heard a 9-year-old,
it's not a crime case, Toast.
Okay.
If I'm being honest, like this particular case is not a crime case. At least technically, it's not.
Well, I was talking about
potential crime case, right? No, yeah.
Okay,
No, I know
okay.
you are. What I'm saying is, hold on, let me.
Well, I was just saying that if I heard a 9-year-old crying about something that they claim they experienced, I mean, whether I believe them or not, I don't think that I could ever publicly humiliate them and be like, oh, that's a brat.
Right.
I could never, like, that's not okay. Like, there's never a time where that's a good idea.
And that's exactly what K did. That's exactly what KJ did. And KJ jumped on it late. There was like a second wave. There was a first wave to it where we all went over it, and then K struck my channel, and it was crazy. And then there was a second wave to it, and then KJ jumped on the bandwagon. She wasn't on the first one. She was on the second one. And I tore her apart online. I even streamed her. It was really funny. Like Toast, you would have loved it, because I was streaming her, and she tried to strike me while I was on the stream, and I got an email from YouTube while I was streaming her, and I was like, look.
I love that.
Yeah. I was like, look, and
my favorite
like,
is when they don't realize that when they reply to YouTube sends you a copy of what they type. That's my favorite.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
The shit people say.
Fucking beautiful. It was beautiful. And KJ was just jumping on this bandwagon, and but she was, I believe, in touch more or less with Kelly Long's attorneys, because she was sharing Kelly Long's attorneys fund, right? Like, here, you can donate to this and blah, blah, blah. It was fucking crazy. And she still to this day claims that Michael Long used the funds from his GoFundMe to extradite himself and Sophie to Mexico. Now he did do that, but he did not use the funds. Those funds were spent. I saw the receipt. Every penny from that GoFundMe went to his attorneys, and then that ran out, and then he no longer had attorneys, which was why I believe he lost his court case.
And even Katie and I want to say Critical K too, but I know Katie anyways had accused him months before he took off of spending all the money on like casinos and gambling and hookers and drugs or whatever, you know.
No, dude.
But I know. I'm just saying that this is the story they were going with. And then when he takes off, he used the GoFundMe money to go to another country.
It was gone.
Because I thought he
it
spent
was
it all
already
on hookers.
gone.
Yeah,
it was already gone. So yeah, I mean, so did he spend it on hookers? Did he? I mean, like, but one way or the other, whether it went to lawyers or it went to hookers, it was fucking gone before he even was able to go to Mexico, right? I mean, I don't defend Michael as far as his choices. Like, I have attacked Michael Long on this channel. Like he loved the attention. That's one thing I'll say about Michael Long. Like, he loved the fucking attention. He did. And that made me mad, because I was like, dude, I'm out here busting my ass and putting my name on the line for you, and you're fucking acting like a rock star, you know, when you're just supposed to be protecting your daughter. What the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, I yelled at him privately. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You know, and he just, you know, and then, you know, all this word salad, you know, wow, you know, I'm doing this and doing that and blah, blah. No, dude, like, listen, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. All you got to do is shut the fuck up. And I will fucking create enough momentum for you. But he kept putting the brakes on that momentum by his actions, you know, and it was fucking annoying, man. And it gives fuel to the haters. It gives fuel to K, it gives fuel to KJ, it gives fuel to all the haters. You know, and it was just like, dude, all you got to do is just shut the fuck up. You know, and like, we'll get you the help you need, you know, to protect your daughter. He just didn't understand that. And then inevitably it was like, it's fair to say that this little girl needs better parents. You know, she needs,
Yeah.
and I don't regret anything that I've done. I don't regret 1 second of it. Not 1 second of it. But fucking Michael. Like fucking Michael, dude. Like just shut the fuck up, man, and let me fight for you. You came to YouTube for people to fucking fight on your side. Now somebody is legally binded to shut the fuck up. You know, and they were your best voice. They were your best voice. Now all you got is me with my little fucking, at the time, 8,000 subs at the time, you know, like that's all you got. All you got to do is shut the fuck up, you know? I don't know. Sorry. I'm venting right now.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
And I hope he calls me, you know. I'm not gonna air it unless he wants me to, but he has my number and he has money in that account that he can call from jail, because I do believe that he's being railroaded. I do believe that he is being I believe he's being railroaded. Period. And I hate it. I hate it. And I think that, you know, bottom line, you know, if we're gonna go to if we're gonna go to a place where it's a personal family issue, right? That little girl wanted to be with her dad. There's no doubt about it.
Mhm.
You know, just that alone, she just wanted to be with her dad. You know, and when you look at the deposition of Kelly Long, in that she admits that she provides a detrimental environment for that child, and somehow the courts ruled in her favor. So I don't know. You know. It's awful quiet. You guys are.
I'm soaking it in because, like I said, I'm learning. I wasn't around for any of that, so.
Cheesy Wheezy, thank you. She's saying, Glare, don't ever regret taking the side of the child. I will never regret taking the side of the child.
Exactly.
I always spoke up for the child, and every time Michael got stupid, I called him out on it. Like, he released his fucking picture, man. Like, he had this picture done. Somebody fucking made this picture where he was just like, and I was just like, man, why are you acting like a fucking rock star? You're not a fucking rock star, you know? Like, this kid needs you. What are you doing? And I'm putting my balls out there for you. You know, like, this is going to either make or break my channel, and I don't give a fuck. You know, but why don't you give a fuck if I'm your only voice right now? If everybody else has abandoned you, why the fuck are you putting me out there and making me look like an asshole? What are you doing, dude?
So how long ago was this?
A year.
This was.
Oh, okay.
No, it started in 2020.
It ended a year ago.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, probably, yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, because she first spoke about the video of Sophie Long and all that in September 2020. We all suspect that she brought another reason why I think she brought this to the forefront and talked about it was to try to divert negative attention she was getting from something else, and just, you know.
Yeah, no, for some reason she brought Annie into this over that case, you know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Annie already had like 100,000 subscribers, right? And she saw a little girl that was clearly traumatized, spoke up for her, put her own name on the line, you know, just based on faith, right? And then, you know, now Annie's not legally allowed to even discuss it, and she won't.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. And oh man, she would get really mad at me for saying this, but the truth is that she won't discuss it because she's legally binded not to, and the only reason she agreed to it, and she would have won otherwise, but she was just like, I just want peace. I just want peace in my life. She's raising 2 kids, yeah. She was very pregnant when they attacked her with this shit, right? And of course, as a woman who is just in a family set mindset, she was like, I just want peace. I'll sign whatever the fuck you want. I'll fucking agree to whatever you want. Just leave me alone.
So that was the Long family, like the mom that was coming at her legally. Okay.
Yeah. They were
Wow.
coming at her
Okay.
legally. Whereas I was like, fuck you. I was like, fuck you. And they even came at Nick Rekieta with the same shit, like cease and desist. Like, no,
Wow.
that doesn't fucking hold water. You're gonna try to shut me up. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, unless you're breaking the law, they can't shut you down. Like
it was a clear scare tactic, because since I got that cease and desist, right, I went on to read in detail, and I did like 8 lives to cover it, like 8 burnt toast, 8 lives where I was covering Kelly Long's deposition. That's how long it took. So since they sent me the cease and desist, I was like, nope. And then I just went on to fucking read her deposition, and nothing has happened. I'm still here. I'm still here. So, like, I don't understand. Yeah. And Annie was only thinking about her family, and I don't blame her at all.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
And people act like, oh, well, she backed down. No, she didn't back down from nothing. She was just fucking looking out for her family. That was it.
Yeah, you got to do what's best for your family. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
Right. Annie is not. There's like the word weak never comes into any description in my head that comes to Annie. Never, ever, ever, ever. Like, if you watch, there was a situation where there was this one YouTuber who faked his suicide, right? Yeah, that happened. He had his girlfriend put a post up saying that he killed himself.
Wow.
And I remember being like, oh, I don't know if that's true. And what's really ironic about that is when I saw that post, I was like going through my phone, because Michael Long, I was on the phone with Michael Long, right? Ironically, I was on the phone with Michael Long, and Michael Long likes to talk a lot, so I'm just kind of, he's talking, and I was just kind of, I dare I say bored, and he was just talking, and I was just like, fuck, Jesus, this fucking guy never shut the fuck up. And I was like going through my phone, and then I saw this post. I was like, fuck, dude. And I was like, yo, Truthy fucking killed himself. According, like, Kate just posted that Truthy killed himself. And she was like, and he was like, wait, what? Because he knew Truthy. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, like, what the fuck? And then even Michael Long was like, something doesn't seem right about that.
But yeah, the weird thing is, I think a lot of people were like that. They heard that a lot of people, I think, were just like, are we sure about this? Like, are we sure? I don't know.
Yeah, and even Michael Long was like, I don't know about that, and I was just like, hey, don't be a dick, like, he's dead. Fuck, I was being that guy. I was like, hey, don't be disrespectful, blah blah blah. And then and then what happened was me, Annie, Dad Challenge Podcast, Josh, and that girl who was my mod at the time, we did some real digging. Like, we dug. right? Because there was just something about it, you know. We didn't want to be disrespectful, and there were people that were messaging me that were like, "That's bullshit, you know, that's not true. He's not dead." And I was just like, well, you know, I mean, I want to be sure before I make that kind of accusation, because I mean, how do you accuse somebody of lying about that if it's not true? You know what I mean? What if it's true? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's a tough spot to be in.
Right. But we dug a lot. You know, don't lay that shit on a true crime community, dude. Don't do that if it's not true, because you're gonna get exposed. And
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
happened. That's what happened. And then one day, after all the digging, and I was very vocal on my channel, and then Kate calls me, like literally calls my phone, and she's like, blah blah blah, this and that. And I was just like, shut up, stop, put Truthy on the phone right now. I know he's alive. You're a liar. Put him on the phone. And then he was like, I'm here. And then I was like,
Whoa.
yeah. And then I
Oh,
was
boy.
like, you're going live with me, because you owe this entire community an apology, because there was literally thousands of people that were mourning him, right?
That's so fucked up.
It's so fucked up. So and then he was like, okay. And the only reason that he was doing that, the only reason they called me, which is really fucked up, was because somebody was accusing him of fraud. So here he was, Mr. Dead. I'm dead and I committed suicide, but somebody accused me of fraud. So wait a minute. You know, I got to confront the person that's accusing me of fraud. Dude, you're dead. What the fuck do you care? But okay. so I'm like, all right, yeah, we'll confront the fraud thing, but you have to tell the whole community that you're not dead, right? And sure enough, I did that. And I mean, it's still up. Like if you go back and scroll on my channel, you scroll, it's there. Annie like went on there and she fucking surgically put this fucking motherfucker to bed. Like because she was talking to his girlfriend privately and was like really empathizing with her and really giving her the benefit of the doubt. But she ended up like really upset because this woman was lying to her so much every single time. So Annie confronted her. And that's why I'm like, if Annie wanted to engage with somebody, she would be so good at it, but she won't, because she just doesn't want that drama. And so Katie Joy is going at her and engaging her and trying to attack her. And Annie's like, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm just not fucking doing that. But Katie wouldn't have a chance. She wouldn't have a chance.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was a crazy fucking time. It was a crazy time. Like that Sophie thing caused so much. Like this is the next Sophie thing. This Marvon thing is the next Sophie thing.
Yeah,
it really
I think
is.
so too.
It's so dramatic and it's so ridiculous, and people need to just shut the fuck up and let this guy be, because this guy can't defend himself. He has no say over all this. Everybody's putting his life on blast and nobody has any, you know what I mean? He has no say over what people are saying about his life. He has no way to correct it. He has MGL fighting for him. Think about that, Toast.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ugh. Yeah.
Right.
That's not good.
Yeah. Like he has her in his corner and he's in a coma with no way to speak, no way to express himself. If he comes to, he's not going to have brain activity. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
A racist tragedy pimp.
Right.
Speaking for him. That's just great.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. And it's tragic. It's fucking tragic. And then you have KJ, who's yeah. So now you know the Sophie thing. now you're caught up on that as far as at least my end of that goes. You feel free to look into it further if you want, but it was bad, and Michael is still in jail, and I don't think he should be, personally. But I did advise him, do not take off with that little girl. Do not go to Mexico. He even on a live stream, he was like, I'm going to do that if I have to.
Oh, is that what he ended up doing?
Yeah. Yeah. He's in jail right now because he did that.
Oh,
I mean, he was already sentenced to jail. Now, that's another detail right there. Let me explain that. Michael Long was already sentenced to jail prior to that, but he filed for a jury trial, because he was like, I want 12 of my peers to say the same thing that what I think is a corrupt judge is saying, right? And he was denied that. So he was just sentenced to jail, right? I mean, that's like that was just it. Like all of his rights were thrown out the window, so he ended up taking his daughter, who he believed was a victim, or at least according to him, believed was a victim of SA from his mom and her boyfriend. And he did what somebody who believed that was happening would do, right? Any respectable parent would do that, right? Or wrong? If you believe that, what would you do?
yeah. I mean, that's wow.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare come
Yeah.
to light.
Yeah.
And
Right.
yeah, and another thing too, like even still to this day, when Katie talks about this, she goes out of her way to lie, exaggerate, twist the story around so that it's ultimately she can say, I was right all along about Michael Long. He's a narcissistic asshole who belongs in prison, and the mother is a fucking saint who loves her kids. Like this whatever narrative she's pushing, this she wants that to be the outcome.
And because
So
he's in jail, she has that leverage to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. So when she's talking about this, it's like she goes above and beyond to paint it that way. But like since this all played out, I believe I don't remember what the exact charge was, but the mother's boyfriend has actually been arrested has an open case anyways for abuse. I don't know the exact specifics.
Dude,
but it was a dependent family member or something.
Toast. I went over. There was 9 911 calls made from Kelly Long regarding the boyfriend that was accused.
Wow.
9 911 calls. I went over them in detail. Okay, and for some reason, this is me attacking someone. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of my face with that, dude. Now, I mean, mind you, if you decide to even look into this, do it with an open mind. I mean, I have nothing to hide. Like Toast, I consider you a friend. And if I'm in some way wrong and how I've approached this, I would trust your judgment. I would. I mean, I wouldn't exactly bank on it and say, oh, okay. But I'm saying, like, I would trust. I would trust whatever your opinion is, and I would take it to heart. I would. But I encourage you to look into it.
Wasn't the mother's boyfriend, like, he had some connections with a police department in Texas, didn't he?
Yeah.
His father or something was
yeah. Apparently, yeah, it was I think it was his father-in-law.
Okay.
Some way or another. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what that was, but yeah, he was involved. Apparently, somebody, according to Sophie, according to Michael, okay, according to Michael and according to Courtney, right, that Sophie claimed that someone showed her a badge and said that if you talk, we're going to arrest you and put you in jail.
Jesus.
While she was being trafficked. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, of course, like I said, that didn't come from, I didn't hear Sophie say that. I heard Michael and Courtney say that about Sophie telling them that. So, you know, I take that with a grain of salt.
Right.
But,
yeah.
But I also have the recorded conversation of a police officer that was off duty, a sergeant off duty, that was trying to intercept evidence being taken regarding her SA in another county.
Yeah. Wasn't the county, the correct county or something where was trying to convince or talk the other county out of doing. Yeah.
Right. Collin County.
Trying to talk them out of doing like what, like the SANE exam or whatever.
The SANE exam. Yes. And they were saying, oh, Michael Long has claimed this about Sophie. And he said it was like 9 or 10 times. And it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, I could go into all that right now, but I won't. Maybe I should at some point again, because since KJ's bringing it all up again, maybe I have to bring all this evidence to light again. And I don't want to. I really don't want to get into that shit all over again, but I will. I will if I have to. And you know, yeah, Collin County, everything seems to be either corrupt or negligent as far as how they've handled the Michael Long case. Yeah. See, look at that. Petty Patty. I know Petty Patty through you, Toast. And Petty Patty is even saying the SANE exam was never processed. It was never processed. Even though I went over and I showed body cam footage of a police officer talking to a nurse, that the nurse was telling the police officer with the body cam footage, saying that she was showing signs of a venereal disease.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right. Why does a child have a venereal disease?
Wow.
Why is she having green discharge?
Wow.
A 9-year-old child. Why is she having green discharge? Yeah. Cheesy Weezy, you're right. It's definitely a rabbit hole. It's definitely a rabbit hole.
It is.
Absolutely. And I don't regret going down that rabbit hole, and I don't regret anything that I've ever done, and I stand by it. You know, people will go into your chat, Toast, because I've seen them do it where they're like, the glare defended, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I did. Absolutely I did. And I'll do it again because I know the evidence. I look at evidence. So, yeah.
So I have a question, if you don't mind, Toast.
Please.
So how do I don't even know how to word this. Like, I know you're interested in learning more about Katie Joy and everything like that. Like, how much do you really want to know?
Well, so I don't do true crime.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be reviewing
Neither does
that.
Katie Joy.
Well, apparently not. It seems to be mostly drama, but I wouldn't be, if in the future, that's a big if, because I research a lot of people and I don't review every one of them, right? So if I decided in the future that I would be reviewing Katie Joy, I certainly wouldn't be coming from the angle of like correcting her true crime facts or anything like that. It would be sort of addressing her behavior as far as does she scam people? Is she being malicious towards other content creators? Sort of the things that I cover on my channel. And I know that she's a lol cow. I mean, I've known that for a while. Like, I've heard her name the entire time I've had a channel, just never knew who she was.
Explain to Aaron what a lol's cow is, or a lol cow.
I know.
Yeah. So
Okay,
knows.
she does. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
So, I mean, I'm being told over and over that Katie Joy is a Lil's cow, and I believe everybody. I mean, that is pretty, substantiated. But I'm more interested in knowing, is she just kind of a true crime Lil's cow, where she's just one of these Karens that get the facts wrong just for views, or is she the type of Lil's cow that takes it sort of in kind of the arena that I review? And that is people who are racist, scammers, grifters, they're abusers. They sort of do stuff, bad behavior, malicious stuff outside of just the true crime aspect of it.
Okay. All right.
Hello. Okay. I just put out a couple things. First of all, I just want to say this. I'm staying out of my comments on these live videos. I'm not even reading them. So yeah, it's a lot easier for me if I don't pay attention to what you guys are saying. And if you have negative comments, I am not even caring because I'm not reading them. I just was.
But you always talk about your negative comments.
And first of all, I recognize that other creators have put out similar information, and I did not get this information from them. The information I got was from the same person that got me the call logs. Again, I understand other creators have put out this same information with.
Is somebody in the background playing Super Mario Brothers? Like what?
It's not me. It must be in the video. Like I don't know.
I keep hearing coins being caught by it.
She keeps looking over to her right. So does she have like a child? Is she a mom?
She is a mom. Yes.
Okay, maybe it's her kid in the background.
A whole nother conversation right there.
Well, I mean, my question is, why is her kid in the room while she's doing this bullshit?
Oh, yeah, that's a whole. Yeah, Aaron can chime you in on that.
Oh, God. Okay.
Spin, and I have 0 spin to give to you. I have 0 narrative to give to you. I just want to show you what's
Dude, her face, bro. Like I can't with her face.
Decide, but 2 adults left their kids at home to go party in Las Vegas.
Okay, Aaron, you want to chime in here?
I don't know about you, but even
what with the chat or
no, with her commenting on people leaving their kids and being, irresponsible parents. Because why is she talking about bad parenting when everything that I hear about her is her using her kid for content?
Oh my God. It's not even content so much. It's she used to use him for content. Now it's more or less she uses him as like a shield. Like whenever she does, like she pushes shit too far and people start kind of coming at her, they've had enough and the pushback is getting a little much for her, then she'll have some sort of traumatic issue arise, and it usually involves her son, and then she will throw it out there, and then that's supposed to protect her because listen, this is what I'm dealing with. You guys don't come at me with this shit right now. This is what I'm dealing with. Respect this.
Okay. Then, so she's whenever there's some sort of shit with her kid, that's what she uses to deflect any attack. Okay.
Even if it's a 14-year-old or a 13-year-old, leaving your kids overnight so you can go party in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Completely irresponsible.
Speak up.
And I don't understand why.
I guess she's talking. There's allegedly Dre McRae went to Las Vegas for a paparazzi convention or something like that, and she left her kids home alone, allegedly. And I guess the kids were stressed out or whatever. They've been alone for like 4 days or some shit like that. So they ended up going to a neighbor or something like that, I think. And then the neighbor ended up calling CPS or some shit like that. And that's how it got out because the neighbor got involved. This is what I don't know much about this part of it. I don't really care, to be honest. But yeah, this is what she's talking about.
And why CPS wasn't called when the police found them home alone. I don't know why someone wasn't notified after the police found them home alone. I mean, that's literally the end of the call. The police.
See, there's an underlying thing right there. When somebody sits there and goes, I don't know why CPS wasn't called. What that does is that gets idiots to start calling CPS.
Yeah, it seemed like a dog whistle to me.
Right. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, definitely a dog whistle.
Police find the kids home alone, and that's it. I don't know if the kids left. I don't know if the kids lied, but they were in Vegas. And this apparently wasn't the only time this happened. This happened, apparently, according to one of her friends, frequently.
How does she have so many fucking subs, dude?
There's been a lot of narratives getting back and forth that Dre is the one doing all of these things, but who is next to her when all of this stuff is happening? Who is next to her in Mexico when they're smuggling drugs?
Wait, what?
Who's going to the hospital with her to get narcotics?
What? Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up.
Yeah. I got you.
Wait. Okay. Again, I'm not true crime. I'm just asking questions here.
None of this is true crime. Go ahead.
Okay. Has it been definitively proven that they were actually like trafficking drugs?
Well, no.
That's what she just accused Marvon and Dre of doing.
No, let me stop you there. So,
okay.
Yeah, because there's actually a video of Dre or Andrea, like, and her and Marvon was filming her, and they were actually in Mexico with the plan to traffic drugs to across the border, right?
Okay.
Prescription drugs.
Because that was my question: is if she's just saying this shit, or if
no,
this
she's
is something that is proven. Okay, so if it's proven, okay.
I'm not defending her, but I'm also like, the facts are facts. Like, she fucking totally, Dre actually, like, was planning on moving Xanax because they can go to Mexico, because they live in Yuma, right? Yuma, Arizona, I guess it is. Is it Yuma, Arizona?
Okay.
I don't know what state that's in, but Yuma is where they live.
Yeah, it's Arizona.
And they were absolutely they went across the border for the purpose of trafficking drugs, and she used it for content. Drea used this for content.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
In front of the kids, drinking from the morning until the night, who's doing kratom with her all day, every day. Everyone kept saying that she was feeding this to him, but come on, you guys. I feel like people want to make this so bad, like the next Amber Heard, that they don't want to even look at the fact that this is two people involved in a situation with 3 children. The difference with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp is that there weren't innocent children in their care when a lot of this stuff was happening, because Johnny's kids are with his ex-wife or his ex.
Who's comparing this to Johnny Depp? This is the first time I've heard this compared to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
That's an odd comparison.
In this situation, this is
There's a really odd comparison.
Growing up in an environment where there's domestic violence, alcoholism, drug addiction, neglect, fighting, verbal, physical. And I don't think it's one person. I don't like, everyone is like, oh, she's the aggressor.
She is, though.
You put enough alcohol and drugs into anyone, they can become.
See, my whole thing with the Dre and Marvon thing is she's definitely the aggressor. Now, my whole thing is, like, it's a question of whether or not he could have just gotten up and left. That's my whole thing. Could he have just gotten up and fucking left? And I get a lot of shit over that because people are like, well, you know, an abuse situation, blah, blah, blah. It's not that easy. I get that. All right. But he's, you know, he was a Marine, you know, he could have just gotten up and left. But I don't think that he was. I think that this is very unfounded where she's trying to accuse him of abuse. I'm not seeing any evidence to where this dude was abusive towards her in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, so the wife has been the aggressor.
Well, on video, yeah.
Okay, wow.
She uses all of this shit for content. That's why I say she sucks, right?
Okay.
There's a police report. I went over that police report. And you know, this whole thing is because this dude tried to hang himself and tried to kill himself, right? She supposedly found him and cut him down. But since then, she even used him being in a coma as content. And at one point, she even put out a video where she was like, I put my saliva on him, and she was like spitting on her hands. And yeah, it was really weird. Really weird. Yeah, like she's clearly the aggressor. That's absolutely true. So her saying that they're both the aggressors, crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's wrong.
So what would be, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, all I'm saying is there's no evidence that she's sitting here trying to say that he was probably just as much the aggressor, but there's no evidence of that. None. And if she's trying to make herself out to be the protagonist in all of this, you know, and he's the antagonist in any way, shape, or form, there's no evidence of it. Even the evidence that she puts out, the wife, you know what I mean?
So what would be Katie Joy's angle or reason for saying that they both?
To counter MGL.
So just purely to...
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No.
I'm thinking thinking on your same level, and I'm
because some Los Cows will do this is they will purposely, because MGL has done this in the past where whatever is advantageous to views at the time, she's just going to pick a side, and she's just going to pick something that no one else is doing so that she could be like the top big fish, small bowl on that side of the aisle.
Exactly. And that's what's fascinating about Katie Joy in this entire situation. She doesn't give a fuck about either person in this scenario. She cares about her status with MGL. And that, yeah. It's really funny because she's actually always been pretty good about avoiding that. But go ahead, Aaron, you know.
What I found is I don't know, just like, I did not see this part coming. It kind of threw me for one. But right after Molly Golightly and Sherelle had their issue or whatever, Katie Joy then comes out and is speaking favorably of Sherelle. Now, Katie Joy and Sherelle go back a ways, and there's no love lost between either one of them. But so first and foremost, to hear Katie Joy saying all these positive things about Sherelle, that was just like, where the fuck did that come from? But then to hear Katie Joy talk about race relations as if she's like an ally to people of color, it's never been the case before. Like she's actually caused harm. She's said some really fucked up shit before in the past. It's well documented. And then to suddenly hear her speak from a place of enlightenment because she's pissed off at Molly Golightly and she needs to appeal or to Sherelle in some way. At least that's why I think she did it.
Oh, I love that shit. Yeah, I love that shit.
To hear her speak like this though, it shocked me because it's like, bitch, You son of a bitch. You've known all along the right shit to do, the right way to look at this, the right way to handle this, but you purposely didn't fucking do that. But now that it serves you, now you're going to be like, you know, the perfect fucking ally, you know, like, fuck you.
Well, I mean, that's why people are telling me that she's just as bad, because NGO has done the exact same thing. The exact same thing.
Yeah. No, these two are two peas in a pod. And like what the entire point of this whole thing is that this Marvon and Andrea thing has become nothing but Katie Joy versus Molly Golightly.
Mhm.
That's it. That's what it's become. Like, nobody really gives a shit as far as they're concerned. Nobody, as far as they're concerned, gives a shit about Marvon anymore. None of them do. None of them do. They act like they do, and they use his name just like BHB uses Summer Wells' name. Like, none of them give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, just watch her. Just watch this woman go.
Alcohol is known to make people violent, and some narcotics can make people violent if you're mixing with drugs and alcohol. And there's a police report from the 16th.
Her motivation is not what she's talking about. She's targeting MGL.
That he caused a bruise on her when they were fighting over a phone. They don't disagree that he caused a bruise on her. They don't know, and they won't say how she broke her foot.
Wow. So,
When police
and this is what bugs me. Okay, let me point this out, because I'm gonna get mad if I don't. And I'm probably gonna get mad anyway. But this dude can't defend himself. So here she is making all these accusations against this dude right here. She's making wild accusations against a man who's in a coma with no brain activity. Like, it's real easy to do that, isn't it, KJ? You know what I mean?
It's so fucked up. Like,
right.
I mean, and also Katie Joy. I mean, like, just because somebody drinks alcohol, that doesn't make someone violent.
Exactly.
Alcohol does not make someone do something. Okay.
I'm kind of drunk right now, and I'm not throwing anything around. For the record,
Dude,
just for the record.
If that was the case, then every single time somebody has a glass of wine, they're like robbing banks and like it's the Wild Wild West again. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is she talking about?
All I know is every time I drink tequila, I'm pretty convinced I can beat up everyone in the fucking place. That's all I know.
Doesn't mean you try to.
Yeah, no, I often do. I often do.
All right, let's listen to more fuckery here.
They already know that there's a history of domestic violence with these two.
Oh.
So, is she violent? Yes. Is he? Maybe so. If he's admitting to police that he grabbed her from behind, causing a large bruise on her arm, I would say so. Does that mean that they're both like, that both are victims or one is a victim? I think this was a toxic relationship, and I think they were both toxic with each other.
Wow.
And I think people want to protect Vaughn because he's in a situation that he is today, and they want to paint him in the best light, which is fair. You don't want to like place someone that can't speak for themselves in a position where they are being placed in a weird place where it's like, you know, they can't defend themselves.
That's what you're doing right now.
But Letitia
it's totally what she's doing right now.
Stuff. Mm-hmm. And she didn't want it out. She didn't want people to know that he could be verbally abusive. She didn't want people to see certain audio clips where he was verbally abusive. I have to
pause, and I have to make this point.
Oh my gosh,
I already made this point. Yeah, she's super stupid. But this dude, what she's doing is taking advantage of the fact that this guy is in a coma and he cannot defend himself. There's nobody can say anything in his defense.
Yeah, she's writing
Like it's milk, like that she just gets to, like there's nothing to counter what she's saying because this dude is in a coma. Like that is so fucked up. Like, how do you attack a dude who is lying there brain dead with a respirator? You know what I mean?
Is this like her whole content is doing shit like this?
Oh my God, you have no idea. She does this with. Go ahead. She can answer. Aaron can answer that better.
Sorry, you guys have watched the show, the TV show Friends, right? Remember the episode where it was Monica and Phoebe, and they were in the hospital and they were visiting this guy in a coma or something, and they both had all they're imagining what this guy's life was like and what he's like, and they're pretending like almost like they're each in a relationship with him or whatever. Then the dude wakes up and he spoils, he ruins the dream or the illusion for both of them. Then they're both like, oh my God, what the fuck were we thinking? They walk away. But that's kind of what she's doing here. She's using Vaughn being in a coma, and she's imagining all of what
create
this
a
could
story
be.
that you can't dispute.
Her. Yes, exactly.
Right.
And she's doing it for her own self-gratification or whatever, her own self-interest,
for personal gain.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yep.
So she's a fucking tragedy pimp. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Or yelling and screaming. She didn't want people to believe that he was verbally abusive in the police report.
You see what she's doing there?
Yeah.
So it was
wow.
She's manipulating her audience by showing empathy towards Andrea.
I'm not saying that they're perfect people. I think they are two people with completely imperfect lives that are fueled by drug and alcoholism. Drug addiction, alcoholism.
She's talking about her marriage.
Again, for mental health. In the call.
She's talking about 60% of marriages.
In the cat notes, I'm looking at the cat notes right now. And again, these did not come from Molly and Justin. If they came from them.
Oh, look at her bringing up Molly and Justin.
It says.
And this is what's crazy, Toast. I love that you're here because there's something crazy about all this. MGL is not like, she has way more subscribers than MGL does, right? And she continues to bring her name up over and over and over again. MGL will not use her name. She'll call her crystal meth. she'll refer to her as crystal meth. Right?
I mean, that's smart, right? So
yeah. MGL is playing this really, really well. Like she knows how many subscribers she's gained from it. She knows that it's because she's shown empathy or whatever. MGL is the like the alpha in this particular situation. It's really fun. And I hate it because like we've covered how long have we been covering MGL, Toast? Like
I've been reviewing her for about a year.
Yeah, same here. About maybe about 6 months. Me about 6 months. I mean, I've made jabs at her, but I've never actually like really reviewed her until about 6 months ago.
He had been unpredictable the last night, and he scared them and the kids so badly that they locked themselves in the back room away from him.
Wow.
So
he has been verbally aggressive.
So she's
hold on 1 second.
She's accusing him of being a fucking abusive father as well. Okay.
That's okay. Wow, that's really fucked up. So am I safe to assume that Katie Joy is reading Dre's statement?
Yeah, no, she's defending her out of spite against MGL.
Yeah, I understand that part, but I just want to hone in on the point that she's reading Dre's words and reading it and presenting it as if it's facts.
Right.
We don't know it's
facts. Yeah, what is she reading from exactly?
I don't know.
I missed
She's
that
not
part.
saying. She's not saying.
So that's sus, you know, because if she's
Possibly
reading
everything
Dre's
confused.
words, we don't know if Dre's lying.
Right.
Well, I mean, yeah, and we have every reason to believe that Dre is a fucking liar and an asshole. Like, Dre is terrible. She's
Right.
terrible, dude.
So if you're reading Dre's account of things, but presenting it as if it's like from a police officer, that's incredibly dishonest.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Influence of narcotics, history of domestic violence.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of frustration and wanting to paint the picture of, you know, he's the good guy and she's the bad one because people are mad at her. But nobody cares about the fact that these were two adults in the middle of a very toxic marriage, and there was three innocent children in the middle of
Oh
that.
God.
Well,
shut
if you
the
believe
fuck
that,
up.
then
Imagine
shut the fuck up then.
This overdose was in 2020.
Shut the
That means
fuck
Bella
up.
Was
Why are you sitting here exploiting it more if you care so much about the children?
Oasis would have
Right.
been 10, and Raza would have been 4.
And why are you naming the kids' names?
Right. Why are you putting that out
Can you
there?
imagine
The
having
fuck
a
is
fight
wrong
in the
with
back
you?
room because your
I can answer
parents are
that.
having a fight?
Please.
That's violent.
Because you see, a lot of people are they approach this situation as though they're coming from, they're in support of Dre or in support of Vaughn or, you know, whatever. Like there's two sides. Well,
Right.
Katie's on neither of those sides. Katie has her side. She has now been victimized. She's now been harmed and traumatized because of Molly Golightly, because of
Oh.
the threats that she's received, or people coming for her son or whatever. So this is something that Katie has had to endure and live through and survive. So now,
How the fuck does she have time for this? All the lawsuits that she has. How does she have time for this? That's crazy to me.
yeah.
I'm
I got
assuming
all
she
the
doesn't have
time
a
in the
job,
world.
right? She doesn't have a job.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
That shocker. Wow. Okay.
Can you imagine the next day having to see your stepdad and your father overdosing on drugs?
Oh my God, man. Jesus, dude.
That's a lot for a kid.
You are such an asshole, lady.
And what I find odd is that at no time are Yuma police offering resources or reporting this to CPS.
Oh, wow.
Nothing.
There we go. Again. This is why people end up fucking doing fucking false reports to CPS. This is why CPS is overblown with false reporting, which, like, how many crime cases, people in my chat, I know you guys don't know, but people in my chat, how many times have I talked about CPS being overwhelmed? And that's the reason why CPS is probably not doing their job. Everybody's like, CPS doesn't do their job. Well, because their resources are being wasted on shit like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Katie knows this more than anyone. It was just a year
She
ago.
knows.
Yeah, it was just a year
Fuck.
ago that issue was happening to her, you know, and she got on YouTube and was just telling all her viewers, do not report anyone. Don't report. There are mandated reporters who watch these videos. They will report if there's an issue. You don't have to report.
And I'm seeing now, like,
Wow.
I'm seeing now, because I've always wondered, I'm like, why the fuck does everybody talk about Katie Joy? Because she's so fucking boring, right?
That's what I thought.
But-
I was like, I don't give a fuck about the Duggars. Who cares?
Right,
Like,
but look
that's
at
all
what
I
she
knew.
does. Look at what she does. Like, she sits there, like, her cloak is being boring, yet she does this underlying bullshit. Right? I'm seeing it
Mhm.
now. I'm really seeing it now. Like, because right now she's like sending out a message to her listeners to call CPS
Yeah, dude.
on people. It's fucked up.
When she and Molly Golightly were on that stream
Oh, she's
together, that
bad.
briefly, like her chat was commenting, and they loved Molly. They were
Ew.
making sure that Katie and Molly knew this. And I saw the look on her face, and I thought, oh, this is gonna get interesting now. This is gonna be fun. And because you could see it, Katie having to read these positive things about Molly, but none about her.
Oh,
That's
she's
it.
bad,
She was
man.
coming for Molly at that point.
Oh, she's dangerous, man. She's
Mm-hmm.
fucking dangerous. I never gave her that credit.
A lot of people are failing these kids.
Like you.
Yeah.
This is a chaotic house for these kids.
And you're contributing to it.
But
Yeah.
I don't think that we need to
Wait.
make one person a saint and one person the devil when there's two people involved in the relationship and none of us are a party of it.
But let's
other than
guilt
those
everyone for not calling
And
CPS.
we don't know
Yeah, I
anything
know.
beyond what's in police reports. It's known, very well known, that when you're in an abusive relationship, you lie to people.
And by the way, this is from her Facebook. Okay. This isn't some clip channel. Like, this is her shit. Like, this is her taking pride in her shit. You know what I mean?
You don't tell the truth to cops. You cover for each other. Super
Who the
common.
Who the fuck doesn't
When
lie to
cops get
cops, though?
involved
I mean,
for
come
people
on.
to cover for one
mean,
another
yeah.
so that they don't get in trouble. Not tell the whole truth.
I'll put myself out there and I'll say that, like, look, like, estimated, I'd say 70% of conversations I've had with cops have been lies. They've been lies. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
One of the other reasons why
Protect.
I wanted to also look into her, not only were people telling me for like months that she
Yeah.
was just as bad as MGL, but then I find out that this one on the screen right here was playing my videos that I had made about MGL and was doing it on Facebook so nobody could see it except for her subscribers or whatever. And then she had closed the comments so no one was able to comment. Okay. And was trying to use my videos against MGL and was doing the same kind of fucked up manipulation thing where she wasn't coming out and saying it, but she was kind of gently implying that somehow I was on her side, even though I don't even know who the fuck this is.
I remember
Because
that.
I
Yeah.
had done videos about MGL. And so I was like, okay, now I'm going to look into you.
Toast. You and I have both individually, not even together, but individually have reviewed MGL many times. We've made fun of her. We've called her out on horrible shit that she's done. Did you ever think that somebody would come out that would actually make MGL almost look good in a situation? Did you ever think that was possible?
No.
And she's doing it, is she not? Like, this person is fucking doing that. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Protect whoever did whatever they did. So that
And I'm
they
not
don't get
defending
arrested.
MGL. I'm just saying, like,
What I don't understand is
In
during all of this,
comparison?
nobody's splitting them up. Nobody's saying you guys need to be split for the night. You need to be maybe take a breather. Nobody's offering them services. Nobody's saying here's some pamphlets for the domestic abuse shelter. Here's some information on domestic violence relationships. No services are offered to the children. I don't know what's going on in Yuma, but that's disappointing to me.
Wait a
I
second.
don't know.
Hold on.
I just
Hold on. I'm sorry.
I'll pause,
I
please.
think
So-
it's unfair.
Let me get this straight. Okay. So she creates this false narrative that can't be proven or disproven that he is abusive, which is already fucked up, right? So then she creates an additional layer on top of the lie that can't be proven or disproven by saying, oh, because he's a domestic abuser, why haven't the kids been given pamphlets? Girl, what?
No, and what's funny is you're saying disproven or proven, right? The evidence that is made available, like if you really actually look into the case, and it's not even a case because it's technically not a case. The wife is the aggressor. She's clearly the aggressor.
That is what I've heard over and over and over again, is that it was Dre who was the abusive one.
Yeah, there's evidence of this. Now, there's evidence to say that it's arguably that she is the abuser, if there's abuse at all, right? But there's no evidence to dictate or even make a narrative that he was abusive at all. There's none. There's questions whether or not she was abusive. That's the question. Was she abusive or was she not abusive? But it's not a question of which one was abusive. It's a question of whether or not she was. But there's no question that he was not.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So there's a somebody in the chat that apparently is trying to get your attention.
Okay.
Let me go back. Let's see. Carly D says, let's not forget that she does deep dives and pulls other YouTube's financials, records, and anything else she can dig up. She will post every late payment you've ever made if she's mad at you.
I mean,
Damn.
What do I care? You know what I mean? Like,
bitch, try it. Try it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. You're dumber than a box of rocks. I go for it.
Yeah. No,
please.
She's already tried that with me. There's as far as that shit goes, there's nothing there. And I already exposed way more on her than she
How
did.
long have you been covering KJ, Aaron?
Honestly, you know, I've known her since Facebook. Like she and I both we wrote about vaccines and so pseudoscience, and like we would, but every so often, you know, we'd reach out to the other one for, you know,
how long ago was that?
This was like 2018.
Wow.
But then like she kind of left the whole community there, and I hadn't really thought about it, nothing in like, I don't know, a while. It wasn't until the very end of 2019 that she kind of came across me again. And then like the COVID hit and everything, we shut down, and I kind of moved away from the vaccine advocacy stuff a little bit. And I just,
but you were covering her
up
long before the COVID thing. Like I've known you longer before COVID, you know.
No, so. I really haven't. I really haven't. Like I didn't even start my channel until like June or something, or May or June of 2020. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I mean, but like in 2020 though, I moved away from the vaccine advocacy stuff, and she kept kind of just popping up, and all this fucked up shit that she was doing and saying, it kept popping up, and it's like, I don't know, it started rubbing me the wrong way. So.
There again, to paint a picture that one person is evil and the other person is the saint being completely and utterly victimized by the other person. When we don't know the whole story, and there's a history of his overdoses.
I love these little things that she
mentally unstable. There's audio clips of him saying that he doesn't think he's going to wake up in the morning.
Yeah, because he was having suicidal ideations.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that he's a domestic abuser.
And that is a suicidal thought. Okay.
So, but that's not
initially.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, I take offense to that.
Wow.
Because, you know, it's no secret. Like I struggle with depression and anxiety every day, every fucking day. It's actually rare that I don't, and it's not something to worry about. I want to keep people at ease, okay? Because I'm never gonna do it, you know. But I struggle with suicidal thoughts all the time. It happens. It comes with being depressed. You know, it's just a question of whether or not you manage it, right? But that doesn't make you somebody capable of hurting other people. You know, it
or
doesn't make
especially
you
his children. Like she's
Right.
literally using depression and anxiety as a pejorative, demonizing him because he
Right.
struggles with that.
And
That's
it's
fucked up.
infuriating. It's infuriating that she's doing that right now, because I am not somebody who wants to hurt people. Even though I struggle with these thoughts all the time, I don't want to hurt anybody. I'll make fun of you, you know, but that has nothing to do with, like, one has nothing to do with the other. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't, you know. I have a YouTube channel and I like to make things funny, you know, but it doesn't mean that I'm trying to like hurt people because I struggle with these thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucked up that she's trying to demonize people, like you said, for, I mean, because he struggles with suicide, that he's abusive. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean,
that.
she's reaching here.
Oh my God. Like, she's not even, it's beyond reaching. It's,
I see it now. I'm starting to see why people are like, this fucking bitch, I'm going, you know, I see it.
Well, yeah. Now, what's funny is you and I are on the same page as far as that goes, because I never saw her as bad, other than just, you know, because I always looked at like people covering her and I'd be like, why are people so upset about her? You know, she's just funny to me, boring and funny, you know.
Well, it makes sense now, because I would go to her YouTube channel and I'm like, this is boring as fuck, and I would just not watch. But if she's putting all of her spicier stuff on other platforms, that would explain why I was never seeing it. Okay.
I wasn't either. I wasn't seeing this shit. Like I you know, I would just laugh at her, and I would kind of laugh at people who covered her so much, except for Aaron, you know, because Aaron's awesome. But I would just be like, what the fuck is I don't get what the big issue is here, you know? Like, she's just a boring fucking idiot, you know? But I can see now how manipulative she actually can be. I see that, like, with just this video alone. Like, imagine going down a fucking rabbit hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She doesn't want to give him $2,000. We assume that it's because she's just being a jerk. What if she was afraid if she gave him $2,000, he would go to a hotel and hang himself?
What?
We don't know. We don't know. She said that she was concerned about.
Hold on. I'm
what he
gonna.
was gonna do.
Hold on. I gotta hear that one more time.
There's a history of
hear that one more time.
Being mentally unstable. There's audio clips of him saying that he doesn't think he's going to wake up in the morning.
Okay.
Because of his poor mental health.
We talked about this.
That's a cry for help, and that is a suicidal thought.
True. Okay.
And initially, when we hear that, and she doesn't want to give him $2,000, we assume that it's because she's just being a jerk. What if she was afraid if she gave him $2,000, he would go to a hotel and hang himself?
Okay.
What if that fucking $2,000 is his to begin with?
Okay,
asshole. Go ahead. Sorry, Aaron.
No. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say something super ass petty. You go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna make a dumb joke.
Okay, toast.
Okay, all right. Hey, Katie Joy. Since we're playing the woulda, coulda, shouldas, right? Who's to say that if somebody gives you $2,000, you're gonna go off and hire an escort, cheat on your husband? I mean, can you prove that you didn't do that? Right? I mean, that's what she's doing here.
Yeah, like and somehow she's justifying her having control over his money. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, because my whole argument, it's really funny. I make a better argument than she does in that sense. Because I'm the one going, dude, the dude is an ex-Marine. He has income, and people are claiming she has control over his money. Why does she have control over his money? Yeah. I'm the one going, why does she have control over his money? But she's trying to make that argument, but making a bad argument in the defense of the people that are making the argument against it. You know what I mean? $2,000. I mean, okay, it's his $2,000 though, Katie Joy. Why can't he have his $2,000? You know, and you're saying because he might kill himself with it, and you're justifying what you're doing right now is justifying that he would use that to. I mean, listen, I struggle with suicidal thoughts from time to time. I promise you guys, if I decide to do it, I don't need $2,000 to do it. Just saying.
Yeah, I was going to
I
say
don't
why.
need it.
I was going to say, why does someone need $2,000 to do that? That's why I don't.
Right. Like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck is she talking about?
We don't know. We don't know. She said that she was concerned about what he was going to do because he didn't say where he was going to go, and he was talking about ending his life. That initially got spun to he was afraid that she was going to do something to him when he was sleeping. But this is a man that was dealing with suicidal thoughts for years.
Oh my God.
That didn't get help.
You're so
and
stupid.
on the day of the overdose,
Oh my.
he refused medical. They get him up. He wakes up. He's not. They can identify him. He's stable. He doesn't want any medical help. There's video of him literally saying, "I don't want to deal with doctors. I don't like doctors."
Do you know why, Katie Joy?
He was on board with a lot of.
She obviously doesn't know dick all about veterans.
Right. Elaborate.
I'm ask a question. Does Marvon suffer from PTSD?
That is a question that I've been asking as well. I don't know. I don't know if he's ever seen combat. I don't know that. I'm curious about that myself.
Okay.
I don't know if he's ever seen combat.
I will say that I have known people that have PTSD from being in the military, and they never saw combat. They saw other stuff.
Okay.
They were, a combat medic, that kind of thing, and there was a lot of things that happened, and so they had the same issues.
Right.
So my question is, if he is suffering from PTSD or something involving those kinds of mental health struggles, once again, Katie Joy is a fucking moron, because
clearly, yeah.
The way that, if it happened the way that she just described it, how he was sort of not wanting to deal with doctors and everything. I mean, she should really do her homework on veterans and that whole topic.
Well, she's an expert on it all. she's clearly an expert. I mean, just listen to her.
A lot of this stuff because he didn't want to go to the doctor. So I don't think it's fair, again, to say that it's all her.
I can't help but look at her
pushing him
in
into
freeze
these
frames, like
when maybe they were both doing it together.
thumbnail.
It's
thumbnail.
It's a sad situation, regardless. And why am I bringing this to my platform? Because I haven't had this information until
Because you want views.
I don't have the time.
All of a sudden, she got the information.
To sit through 6-hour live streams of so much misinformation, speculation, and
really
trying to dissect.
Now that's fair, though. That's fair because she's talking about MGL here, right?
But Katie Joyce just did the same thing.
No, she totally does the same thing, but it's really funny because that's the irony of this whole thing is the rivalry between these two creators is like they're both going to make very, very fair observations, yet they're both completely full of fucking shit.
Yeah. Literally for her, right?
It's so funny.
Everything that she does, ignoring his role in things and making her the devil and him the victim.
He is the
I
victim.
don't know how anyone watched the drug smuggling video. And
Now, okay.
he wasn't involved.
I want to be clear. Okay. I still say this man is a grown man who has the discipline of a Marine. He could have gotten out of that situation if he wanted to be out of that situation. I still stand by that. That doesn't mean I'm agreeing with her, because her logic is making my logic seem stupid. Stop. Fucking stop. Because I feel like he could have gotten out of that situation. I do feel that way. But the way that she's trying to justify it is no, that's not how that works. You know, like, stop. And she's making me look more and more like an asshole, and it makes me mad. And she's doing it out of spite, which bothers me. It's coming from a place of spite.
Than that. He was there doing it with her. You know, it's the kids are the ones that have been the victims, and that's what I've been saying since the very beginning.
Oh my God.
And that's why the very first week, I think around the 13th, when I started saying that I was focusing on the kids, that's what I was focusing on, because all of this other stuff made me realize, even before I knew this stuff, that it was the kids that were suffering in the situation more than anyone else.
Oh, that's easy.
So
good for
now
you.
she's going to talk about the kids.
Right.
The kids
Yeah.
were relying on adults to keep them safe, keep them out of chaos, educate them. They both pulled them out of school. At any point in time, Vaughn could have stepped in, put him back in school. He could have taken them to the doctor. He could have done a lot of different things, but they were doing this together.
I don't understand
a lot of the stuff.
So why would the kids need to go to the doctor? Were they
And
sick?
you can't force someone.
Yeah, right.
to want to
Like,
go
why
to the
bring that
hospital.
up? And because the truth is, she doesn't know anything about the kids. None of us know anything about the kids.
That's a
We
good
shouldn't.
thing.
Right.
That's
We
a
shouldn't.
good thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
I can't get over her
I'm not going to
face,
look at
bro.
anyone.
I'm such a dick.
I'm not flipping the script. I'm not picking sides.
I'm just wanting views.
Everyone keeps saying you called her a murderer. How many times do I need to address this situation? How many times?
As many times as you decide to go live.
That I reacted on emotional videos that were cut and pasted and clipped. I was told half truths about a situation, and I reacted based on that emotion. And yes, I did say those things. I do not believe that she did that. I have said that I don't believe that. I said I was a part of this starting, and I'm saying I don't want that narrative to continue.
What doesn't she believe?
I don't speak to Dre. I don't have a relationship with Dre. I don't talk to Dre.
We know that.
If you guys are so worried about her being controlling, but you don't give a shit about the kids, are you serious?
Why are you bringing up the kids? This is a very, very tactical.
Yeah,
she's tactical.
That's
using the
fucking
kids.
gaslighting. That is gaslighting.
She
Yeah,
can't bring
she's
her
saying,
kid into it yet.
Right. What she's saying here is if you're not siding with me, then you're not siding with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's doing right now. It's really fucked up. Wow.
That it's okay for both mom and dad to be that way. You're saying it's okay for both mom and dad to go smuggle drugs. You're saying it's both okay for mom and dad to have violent outbursts. You're saying it's both okay for mom and dad to drink from morning until night. You're going to say it's both
now.
Okay.
I will say this: when Dre was smuggling drugs, because MGL failed to point this fact out. when there's video of her in Mexico saying, "I'm in Mexico," Marvin is the one filming her, right? He's the one filming her saying, you know, while she's talking and saying, "We're about to get Xanax and move it across the border, and we're worried about dogs or whatever, right? Can we get this shit across the border?" She was I mean, first of all, that's stupid. Like, how the fuck are you documenting you smuggling drugs across the border? That's crazy. But she was doing that. And so Marvin, like, let's be honest here. Like, I just want to play devil's advocate here and be 100% fair. Marvin was the one filming her with the camera. They collectively, and she was the one saying, "I don't want you to be the one smuggling drugs." And Marvin was behind the camera going, "I'm a black man, you know, from the South, and I don't want to be caught with drugs." And she was like, "I'm going to be the one that gets caught, so I'll put it in my fupa," she said. Which, thanks Toast for letting me know what a fupa was. But she was like, "I'm gonna put it in my fupa, and I'm gonna get this shit across the border." So this was a joint effort between the two of them. So that's actually fact. So just to play devil's advocate here, I want to be fair on that.
Both okay that dad's ODing in front of the kids. You don't get to put that just on her. This is a toxic relationship.
It is. Absolutely. But why are you bringing up the kids?
I'm a reporter, and this is what I do.
What?
I don't have to have a relationship with someone. I don't have a relationship with
Another one of these.
To report on
Man,
them.
see, I can't even play devil's advocate and fucking not look stupid. Fuck, woman. God damn it. Why did you just say that? Like, I just totally, like,
I'm a reporter.
My listeners were just like, "Clara, really?" You know, they were like, "Clara, really?" And then you fucking spew that shit out.
Oh, I love it.
God damn it.
Is she also a media company? She go put a TM next to her name.
I'm not picking sides. How am I picking a side by saying they're both toxic? I would love to know how I'm picking sides by saying they're both toxic.
Idiot.
How am I picking sides?
Her eyebrows are bothering me. I'm trying not to say it, but
Oh no.
why are they
Yeah,
two different colors? Okay, there
How
I
am I
see.
picking sides when I'm literally simply saying that?
How do you see her eyebrows when the forehead is right there? Like, I can't keep my eyes off her forehead. It's like, dude. Hold on. Yeah, just hold that right there, Katie Joy. Just hold that right there while let's drink that view in. Right there. Aaron, are you still with us? I think Aaron fell asleep. It's okay. She worked hard today.
Oh my goodness. You guys are crazy. You guys are really crazy. Oh, you guys are literally crazy. Wow. You are so twisted in your beliefs that you refuse to believe that he has any responsibility in anything that he does in his life.
Wow.
I will never believe that for a minute. Every single human
I
being
mean,
has a
I
responsibility
agree
for
with her in
choices
that
the life
sense.
that they have.
To a
And
certain
even if
degree,
she's a
like
controlling
he
person
has
that is
responsibility.
abusive,
Sure.
There's abuse happening both ways, it seems.
No, I won't agree with you
He's
there, though.
expressing suicidal
Just like your
thoughts.
eyebrows are not the same color.
They're
It's not the
both
same way.
abusing
Right.
alcohol.
Yeah. Just because I'm saying that he's responsible for his own shit, I'm not saying that he was abusive. There's no evidence to dictate that he was abusive. even though there is that evidence to dictate that she has been abusive. It's a question of whether or not he allowed himself to be abused or not. That's my argument. Now, a lot of people will get mad at me for that, and that's okay, but
you can't just glorify him, villainize her, and blame her for everything. That just doesn't, nothing in life works that way.
Please send me the link
That's
to
a
this.
father that's putting.
it's her Facebook
You
page.
want to defend a father that
Like,
left his kids home
yeah.
alone while they went to Vegas to go drink and party? You want to defend fathers that are out like drug smuggling and their kids are left at home by themselves so they can go get drugs? Come on now, have some common sense.
I love her
I'm not
using the term common sense.
beating a man down in a coma. I'm being realistic here.
You are, though.
This
You're
is gonna
accusing
be a
him of
toxic
abuse.
marriage.
I
What
love
are you
her
talking
accent.
about?
Oh, come on now, don't you know? Love it.
And the
Don't
kids are
you
the
know?
ones that are suffering the most.
The most.
And right now, their
I
life
hate you,
is
Toast.
chaos. And they're the ones that need to be protected. I just hope that people can realize that this isn't a all or nothing story. Every story, people want to make someone the villain. But sometimes when it comes to suicide, there's no villain. It's mental health, it's mental illness, it's untreated mental illness, it's untreated drug addiction.
God, the
It's,
fucking mental
clearly, they
illness.
both had a lot of pain.
Argument.
I mean, they both
God,
talked
it gives
about
me a
being
headache.
pain sufferers, like she has fibromyalgia, he's got back pain. So there's pain that they're dealing with. This is a story that millions of people in America are finding themselves in, being addicted to opioids from pain. How is
What?
that not a story that a lot of people in this world can understand? Alcoholism. There's a lot of people that deal with abuse of alcohol.
Like you?
Children are the ones that are not supposed to be the ones that are in the middle.
Like, I'm shocked
And that's
that
all
this
I'm
is a
saying.
Facebook video that she's doing and she's not drinking wine.
Vaughn
right now,
is in a coma.
just so you know.
Oh, does she normally drink on?
Oh,
Likely for
yeah.
choices that he
Huh,
made.
fuck yeah. Okay.
They had a toxic
That makes it
marriage.
interesting.
Blaming someone else at this point is irresponsible, and saying that someone murdered anyone else is irresponsible. And I've already said that it was irresponsible of me to say that, and I'm trying to point out both sides here. And
No.
if that bothers you, there's zero reason to follow me. There's zero reason to be part of this hate campaign against her. There's zero reason.
Yeah,
to
but
jump
there's
to
so much
conclusions
reason to be a
over
part
life
of a
where
hate campaign
literally
against
no
you.
charges have been filed by anyone.
And it's fun.
I do hope the kids get stability. That's what I hope. I hope
No,
the
you
kids
don't.
get to stability. I hope the kids get out of this.
You
I hope the kids
made
get out
the
of this, they get into
kids'
school. I
stability
hope the
more
kids
difficult.
go live in a situation that's stable, that has a life that's normal, because this is not normal at all.
So she created the bullshit, now wants to hide her hand.
Right. No, yeah. What she does, that's what I'm getting is
Oh
she
my goodness.
creates bullshit and then tries to manage it in her favor. It's really fucking crazy. Like,
Vaughn was on the diet. Talked to her friends. They all said that he was into the diet. They all said it. He liked the diet. He also liked doing the herbal stuff.
I
We
won't
know.
deny that. Like, he's a
Okay.
grown man, you know, he's in
I
control
don't
of what
know
he
why that's
fucking
so
puts in his
hard
face.
for
I
people to
agree
believe.
with that.
And I love people that talk like that, by the way. I wasn't making fun of her. I have a bunch of mods that have that same accent. So
I don't.
okay, I was
No.
making fun in a good way.
Yeah.
But it's just
and,
it's cute to me.
Focus on the children.
and there's an innocence to it for some reason. It's really weird. Like, I love Canadian people. They have that accent, and they're just nice people.
I don't take selfies while my son.
Well,
is
Julie
off. Oh my
Witcherman,
God, you guys are
and
insane.
stop yelling. Julie Witcherman is always yelling in my chat, typing in all caps. What's responsible is giving people drugs without their knowledge. Duh. No, Julie Witcherman, calm down. It wasn't without his knowledge. He was aware of everything that he was ingesting. He was fully aware of it. So I want to make that very clear. He was not being drugged. Well, he might have been. That's debatable. Like I said, there is a new investigation going into this. So we'll see. But as far as what we know, he knew everything that he was ingesting. He was aware of it. He was aware of all the kratom. He was aware of all of that.
You're saying that she broke him down to nothing, and I'm saying the kids are in a broken family with broken toxicness around them.
Stop talking
and if
about
all
the
you
kids.
can focus on is that he's the victim and everything, I can't help you. Because I see 2 adults that decided to leave their kids home alone in Vegas. I see 2 adults that had violent fights. I see 2 adults that had a lot of alcohol and drug abuse problems. And that's not a way for a kid to grow up. And a lot of people knew that this was happening. None of the friends stepped in. Nobody called CPS. None of their family did anything. No one thought about those kids. And now everyone's worried about it. There's so many people that could have done things, and it's so frustrating.
So she's shitting on the family now too.
If you have friends, and I don't want anyone calling CPS at this point. DCS is already involved. But if your friends are doing this kind of shit, you should be saying something to them. Period. If you know that your friends are leaving their kids home alone and partying in Vegas, you should be contacting CPS and reporting them.
What
That's
a
not
fucking
normal. That's
asshole.
not cool. I mean,
Wow.
nobody
dude, stop
should
telling
have
people to
done
call
anything.
CPS.
Yeah, I'm not down with that. That's fucked up.
I'm gonna stick to the kids here are the victims. I'm hoping, and I'm so sad.
Nobody asked you to stick up for the kids.
I hope that Dre gets help, and I hope that the kids get out of this ugly situation. That's what I hope. And I hope people understand that this story is about, again, domestic violence, mental illness. 988, the number for the health, and what's it called? The suicide and crisis hotline. 988, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you're having suicidal thoughts, that number is available to help you. If you're involved in a domestic abuse hotline, in a domestic violent relationship, there's also a hotline for that. 1 second, and I'll get it for you.
If you got decent mods, they would show it. But
she's like
mods.
screaming at her own subscribers, so
my mods that normally do that went to sleep.
799-7233, and that's the National Domestic Violence Hotline. They are available 24 hours, 7 days a week, and you can go to thehotline.org, which can help you learn about the signs of a domestic violence relationship. They have chat if you want to chat. They can call you. You can text. They have different ways that you can communicate if your partner is monitoring your phones. They can help you develop safety plans. There's information for men who are victims of domestic violence.
Oh, she's good.
There's a whole scenario about love is respect for teenagers, about healthy boundaries in relationships, warning signs.
She's like Toast.
Oh my
gosh. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
relationship.
she's like the Darth Vader of Lowell's
And
cows.
Can help you leave.
She
if
is
you need to
fucking
go.
bad.
So pause it for a second.
Kids are always the collateral damage in these types of relationships. And when
So Band-Aid of Memory says there is a video of Dre giving him Ativan during his seizures. He was not aware of what he was being given.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's probably true. Like I said, there's an investigation that has been opened up for this person. And and it's due to a lot of the YouTube exposure. So I mean, like I said, I mean, I as much as I don't like MGL, if this situation requires awareness, MGL is an intricate part of that awareness being created. I'll give her that much credit. But I will not sit here and say that she was doing it because, you know, she cares. We know her too well.
Yeah.
We know her too well. So, but yeah, I mean, and I hope that justice is brought to this guy for sure. I do. I really do. I feel bad for this guy mostly because he's in a situation. The point that I've been making ever since I've been reviewing MGL, doing this, and everybody else, the point that I've always made is if the argument is that this guy has attempted suicide because this woman in his life has made his personal life so public and it stressed him out so much, right? Because that's everybody's argument, right? Oh my God, you know, she blasted his personal shit all over YouTube, blah, 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 and TikTok, and you know, okay. Well, do you think, like, imagine what he's going to wake up to if he does wake up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So how are you helping that? How about you just shut the fuck up and leave the guy alone? Just
And what's worse is that you have people like this moron on the screen who is now already, you know, doxing the kids' names and their ages, trying to get her audience interested in learning more about the kids, more dog whistles about they should be looking into the kids. No, the fuck you should not. Leave them alone.
Yeah. 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 Just like, this is insane. Like I take Sherelle as being a decent example of this whole thing, right? I don't know much about her. I don't know much about her channel. You know, the most interest that I've had beyond this, she caught my attention with this, but she, you know, talked about the Will Smith slap, you know, and yeah, I have my opinions on that, but she, you know, when it comes to this situation, she hasn't, you know, I don't know. It's hard to explain. She's not caught up in this fucking drama. And she pointed out, like, she had MGL fucking snowed right away. She had this person snowed right away. And she was like, I went into this with the best intentions. And then now there's this fucking crazy drama going on. And I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know her either, but I did greatly appreciate the fact that she called MGL out because it needed to be done.
Yeah.
And that she's called Katie Joy out, which clearly that needed to be done too.
Yeah.
And I also respect the fact that she did those videos and then she's gone back to her normal content and has not allowed MGL to rope her into some dumbass back and forth, because that's what MGL was wanting. MGL,
that's all she wants.
Yeah, MGL, she's a racist bitch. I mean, let's just be real, right? But aside from that, she was wanting to rope Sherelle into this back and forth drama because she was clout chasing Sherelle. So I'm happy to see that Sherelle picked up on that and squashed it.
Like, quick.
Yeah.
And wasn't too proud to like call her out on her channel. You know, like it goes to show, because most bigger creators are like, you know what? I won't even mention their name.
Mm-hmm.
But she was like, nope, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I'm going to crush them in this one.
Yeah,
live.
there are some times where I've seen larger creators like that in the 6-figure range of subscribers.
Right.
And there have been times where I'm like, okay, I'm glad that they didn't address this. But
Right.
then there's other times that I'm like, oh, I'm so glad they did because it needed to be said. And there have been other times where I have seen larger creators that I feel like that, there was more drama because they didn't address it, squash it, and move on. And because they didn't, it became a much bigger thing than it needed to be because they were, for whatever reason, thought that they shouldn't address it, when I think that there are times where you should. And I'm glad that Sherelle did, because I agree that it should have been addressed. I think she did a fantastic job. And
Me too.
I'm glad that it was done.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And can I talk about how fucking on point my fucking pause game is? Like, just drink that shit in right there.
You can't miss with her, right?
Well, you can. I make thumbnails, Toast, like, because I've been I've done a few lives talking about her and MGL and everything in the last few days, I guess in the last week or so. And she's like fucking wallpaper, dude. I can't get a read on this fucking woman, dude. I can't get a facial expression. Like, it's easy with MGL. Like, I can get her with her tongue sticking out. I can get her fucking yelling and screaming. It's easy with MGL. With her, it's like she has the same facial expression all the time. And I just happen to fucking pause where I wish I would have used this for a thumbnail at some point. Because it
and when kids grow up in these kinds of environments, there's a higher probability of the patterns repeating themselves in their adulthood. And that's why it's so important that we shield our children from this kind of stuff. That's why it's important that our kids are not growing up in environments like this, so that we can break the cycle.
Oh, God.
So that our kids aren't growing up in an environment where they find normalized abuse, and it's just normal for them to see mom and dad wasted, drunk out of their minds, and hitting each other. That's not healthy for anyone, but it's
I'm so glad she wears a diaper.
And the thing is that these kids are so isolated. They're in school, they're the doctor, they're
trying to
so
figure out the
away from
diaper.
world.
Like, I want to know. I want to know.
That they don't
I
know
just
that
step
this
away
is
for a
chaos.
second, and just as I'm putting the ear things back in my ears, I hear
That's what
I hear,
worries me.
she
and
wears a
that's what should
diaper.
worry you, in my opinion.
Why does she wear a diaper?
So,
See,
but that
some
doesn't mean you
people-
call DCS, because there
some
are
people,
mental
like,
health.
have speculated that she does
no.
it because she doesn't want to get off the computer and stop, doing whatever she's doing online. I say that it's
Oh my God. So
I say
she
that
for
it's
real
bullshit.
wears one?
No, I don't know. This is just
What do
what
you
people say.
mean?
Now,
Does she for real wear one? Like, I showed you the picture. That's a fucking diaper, dude. Nobody's ass looks like that. First of all, nobody's ass looks like that. Second of all, no panties look like that. That's a fucking diaper, dude. Like, that's a fucking diaper. Like, so Aaron, please go into the speculation as to why she's wearing a fucking diaper, because it's established she wears a fucking diaper.
all I know is, like, there are people who speculate that she does it because she's just so immersed into what she's doing on the internet that she can't be bothered to get up and go to the fucking bathroom.
Oh my God.
Personally, I think if she does wear one, then it's because she has some issues there. I mean, she's whatever. Because I mean, she's got a cell phone. If she can't let go of the internet, she can take the internet with her to the bathroom.
I quit. I fucking quit.
I quit.
I've never seen this shit in my life.
You know what I think of when I think of, like, somebody who's definitely too young to need diapers is that one chick who went across the country to like kill her ex-husband or something, and she wore a diaper so she wouldn't have to stop the rest
Oh,
of
the astronaut.
That's what
That's what it makes me think
you
of.
people. I hate you people.
It's either that or a bag of mashed potatoes, okay?
Oh, it's not. It's a fucking diaper. It's a fucking diaper. It's easily a fucking diaper. Hold on. I hate you, motherfucker. You people are fucking the worst.
So she's literally sitting in shit during her
Stop.
stream.
Hold on. We have to look at this again. Okay, we have to analyze this. Okay. Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dude, come on, people. What the fuck is going on there? Is that... that's not, dude. That is not panties, dude. Now, whether there's something in the diaper or not is the question, but that's a diaper. Tell me that's not a fucking diaper. Like, somebody on this panel argue with me that that's not a diaper. Challenge you.
All I can think of is puns, so I will refrain.
Is it or is it not a diaper?
I don't know.
It's a diaper. Dude, it's a diaper. Dude, look at... Okay. Fuck, hold on. God, I gotta do this.
I don't want to look. Please don't make me look.
Can you see my cursor? Can you see my cursor?
No,
Okay.
I don't want it. No, don't make me look.
Okay, see the shape right there. Right there, the shape. Boom, 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 boom. And no pun intended when I say boom.
I was gonna say,
right? Look at that. Okay. Now I will argue in her favor that it's not loaded. All right, but that's a diaper. I because there would be more right here, right?
So many puns. Oh,
there would be
God.
more right here. There would be more right here. There. God, I'm such a fucking asshole. Look, dude, there would be more right here. That's like, it's riding up. Okay, but that right there is padding of some sort. Maybe because she sits on. I mean, I don't know. Okay, all right. I quit. I quit.
Astronaut lady.
She's wearing a fucking diaper, dude. I don't give a shit what anybody says. That's a fucking diaper. Clearly a diaper.
Don't call the hospital, and you don't need to call APS because the doctors are already there. So just let the authorities handle it and let them deal with it. And
how are we supposed to take you seriously?
Andrea has a hearing with her ex-husband where they're going to have to talk about custody, and maybe the girls will get a break and get to go stay with their dad for a while. But let me be clear, I don't think dad, ex-husband, that's a good point from Andrea.
Why the tights and a diaper? Like, why not jeans? You could hide it better.
Maybe,
you know what I mean?
Maybe she thinks she looks sexy in it. I don't know.
She probably forgot, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she probably got so deep in her live stream, she stood up and forgot that it was going to be obvious if people saw it from behind. So, you know.
No, I feel like kind of a dick. Like, it's like maybe she has like these really bad fucking bowel problems and she's not letting anybody know about it. You know, I don't know. But she's wearing a fucking diaper. There's no denying that shit.
I don't think she has any intention of wanting to take them away from her. That's all they know. I think dad wants her to get healthy and get well so that she can have a healthier relationship with her kids. some people say
I
that
can't
they
take you
help,
seriously. You're wearing a
but She
diaper.
may never.
I can't take
Maybe
you
it'll get to a
seriously.
point where her custody or her parental rights are terminated. That does not happen fast. I'll tell you that much. They'll give her a million chances before they rip the kids away from her.
What?
That's
So-
not necessarily true.
This
No.
isn't something that
It's not.
lawsuits don't need to be started over this. Like, honestly, it just needs to get itself worked out with law enforcement and with DCS.
Rain dancer, stop it.
So I'll continue to share what I find and be as
Y'all with the
truthful as I
jokes.
can. Again, I'm not pro.
Fuck, I
Jay.
did
I'm
this to
also not
myself.
pro Vaughn. I'm also not pro Letitia
I
and
did this to
Vaughn's
myself.
family. I'm really just like pro truth, and I feel terrible that Vaughn's found himself like Vaughn is in the condition that he's in, and I feel terrible that this is what happened with this family, and I feel terrible that the kids are stuck in the middle of this. That's where I feel. That's how I feel tonight.
I hate you.
But I'm not willing to say it's all one person's fault. I'm sorry if that upsets you.
Yeah, I agree with Rabbit Hole Goes Deep in the chat. They say she must have meant lawsuits against her don't need to be started. It did sound like she was like, please don't sue me. That's what it kind of sounded
Yeah.
like to me.
That's what it is. I mean, because she's got like tons of lawsuits against her. Like that's where she's at. Like I've never known anybody to have as many lawsuits as she has. Like I've never
That's
known
crazy.
that. It's crazy. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Like we started off the stream talking about Critical K, and she's talking about the Amber Heard thing and defending her because of the one lawsuit. Like one lawsuit. Critical K is being sued for $10 million. Right? And arguably rightfully so. But Katie Joy is constantly being sued all the time. Dude, fucking Todd Chrisley is suing her.
Okay, so I did hear about that. All I heard was that
Yeah.
he was suing her for like defamation or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how is what is the status of that?
I don't know.
Here, I can pull it up.
Because that's kind of a big deal. I
Here,
was
I'm
thinking.
gonna
It's a
pop out
really
real
big
quick, and then I'm gonna
deal.
pop
Yeah.
back at. I'm gonna
Yeah,
pop out real
please.
quick, and I'm gonna come back on the computer so I can share a screen and I can even show you. I'll
Yeah.
be right back.
Please. Yeah, because if anybody knows, that's why I have Aaron on this panel.
Cool.
Because if anybody knows what's going on with Katie Joy, it's Aaron. I promise.
So I need to go, but I will be listening when she comes back because I'm very interested in hearing why he's suing her and kind of what's the deal with that or whatever. So,
Yeah, right on.
Thanks for having me up. I learned a lot about her. So definitely learned a lot.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going deep down the Katie Joy rabbit hole moving forward for sure.
If you find anything interesting, let me know.
You know I
For
will.
sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What we
Cool.
do.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll talk to everybody later. This was fun.
Right on. Thanks for joining.
Later.
$7 million lawsuit.
Oh, shoot. Am I here?
Yeah, you're here. You're in.
Okay. All right. I was saying, why can't I hear?
Oh,
All right.
can you? Okay, you can hear though.
Yeah. I can hear. Let me grab this. Right. Right.
So he's suing her for calling him gay and what else?
Well, I don't think the gay part of it, the gay thing's really part of it. I don't think you can sue for that actually.
I was gonna
but
say
it's-
because like I'm saying he's gay. I'm saying that. Now, I mean, I you know, I've never seen him have sex with a man, but like every time I've seen Todd Chrisley's show, I'm like, how does that dude have such a big family? Like he's totally a beard, you know? Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? Like if
Right.
somebody like were to call me gay, I'd be like, okay, you know, whatever.
Okay.
I don't care. It's not true, but I'd be like, okay. You know, I wouldn't get so offended by it to where I feel the need to file a lawsuit against somebody, you know? So I don't find it,
Right.
it's not reasonable to me that he would sue her over that. Unless he was.
No, it has to do with
and feels adamant about keeping it a secret in some way, you know.
Yeah, it has to do with his some shit that I think he suspects that she ran with some narrative that his daughter fed her, and it has to do with his court case.
That's right.
I don't
it
know.
has something to do with his daughter. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember that.
But here on the Minnesota's website here for the court cases, you see there's two cases here under her name. There's one from 7M Films, which is that dance company out in LA that's suing her for her calling them a cult and a few other choice words. And there's Todd Chrisley's. So I'm just going to go through both of them because I think that there's upcoming hearings on the two of them. So here I click on 7M one, and we have down here, right? So 7/18 was the last activity. I notice of remote hearing with instructions. That is coming up on. Okay, we're not there. And just opened up in a different tab, didn't it? Damn it! Oh no, it's there. No, it's not. My computer's so slow. I know that there's something coming up, I think, in the month of August for both of these lawsuits. So while I'm waiting for that fucking PDF to load, I'm going to go back here. And then I'm going to pull up the Todd Chrisley one.
Yeah, your shit is on blast, by the way. So if your, you know, porn history comes up, that's your fault.
Oh, I don't look at that shit on my computer. Come on now.
I do.
No, I'd be. Never mind. I remember what happened to Roadhog. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Hi, Blue Moon.
Right. So we have. All right. So here's Todd Chrisley.
Yeah, it's really late. But we're going over this shit.
We have a hearing on the was it 13th? Oh, okay, 24th. So hearing in a couple of weeks, and then another one next month. It looks like. The latest filings in this were on the 29th. Wait a minute, that was
Now again. Now the.
Right?
Okay, that was 2 days ago. Okay.
No, yeah, that was just for hearing instructions.
Right.
So,
okay.
sorry.
But now, to play devil's advocate, like I don't know if I heard correctly, but did something happen with Todd Chrisley that's affecting his credibility recently?
Well, maybe his credibility. I don't know, but it's not affecting his going forward with the lawsuit, though. Yeah, he was convicted in U.S. federal court for tax evasion and few other tax related crimes or whatever. He's most certainly going to end up doing some
Doesn't-
time.
But wouldn't that affect his credibility?
Not necessarily. I mean, this is a defamation suit. I mean, unless she's saying shit like he didn't pay his
suits are hard to
taxes.
prove.
Yeah, I know. Oh no, I know. I'm not thoroughly convinced of his lawsuit.
Right.
And I'm not even sure he's thoroughly convinced of it. I think he's just enjoying the idea of trying.
Right. Like
Seven-
we are. I'm enjoying the fact that he's suing her and talking shit about her. I think
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I'm just enjoying it.
I
I don't care if he
think
wins.
7M probably has. Yeah, exactly. I think 7M though has the best chance of a lawsuit, but even that, it's still a defamation suit. So
What's going on with 7M?
with a few other things. Well, then right now we have. It looks like the next hearing isn't until March 27th.
Oh, I lost you. Yeah, your internet is kind of tough there. Let's see. The lawyers who've reported on the Chrisley case have all laughed that his case with her is BS, that he should be suing her daughter, if anyone, or his daughter, if anyone. Yeah. Yeah, probably. I mean, like I said, I don't give a shit. I think this shit's funny. I just don't care. I just like that everybody wants to sue Katie Joy. Why do they want to sue Katie Joy? Because Katie Joy sucks. She's a horrible person. Yeah, it's late, guys. I appreciate you guys sticking with me tonight. We're gonna ride this out for at least another 10 minutes, for sure. It's been a long night. We went over a lot of facts. Absolutely. Man, it's been fun talking with Aaron. Make sure to subscribe to EKCPeopleSuck. Aaron is just a dope ass human being. And make sure to, I mean, you guys are already sub to Burnt Toast. But make sure to sub to Burnt Toast if you're not already. And make sure to sub to Cash Gurn and Justice Family. Defamation is not as hard as it used to be. They want examples. Alex Jones broke the barrier and new task force. Yeah, the whole Alex Jones thing is funny. I mean, not to get into politics too much, but Biden is now playing hero because he got the Al Qaeda leader. We've seen that before. Does a whole lot of good. Yeah. There's an election coming up, folks. I mean, 2 more years, but midterms are coming up. Careful. So, what you watch on the news affects what you is what you do during midterms. So, just keep in mind what you watch on the news. Yes. No, not Alex Jones. He didn't catch the Al Qaeda leader. Biden caught the Al Qaeda leader. Right. Because there's not multiple cells capable of operating, once that person is caught, because it's terrorism doesn't work that way, It's bullshit. Yes, I'm a little buzzed. Okay. Oh, rabbit hole goes deep. Oh, Rabbit has a channel. Does Rabbit have a channel? I don't endorse Rabbit because I don't know her. But, yeah, if somebody is saying to subscribe to her, then so much, yeah, absolutely subscribe to her. That's great. I will check out Rabbit's channel. Yeah. I got no beef with Whiskey, man. Whiskey's all right, man. Yeah, he's all right. He's a good dude. I got no beef with Whiskey, I like Whiskey. I'll go as far as to say that I like Whiskey. He's a good dude. Yeah, let's not get into that. Let's not trash talk other channels. I'm not here to trash talk other channels. I'm not here to do that. Well, not the ones that I didn't tag in the thumbnail, and in the title anyway. I just love your dog. There's so many in my area. Had a mix of, yeah. Yeah, Panda's here, man. She's just crashing, man. She's going to sleep. I'm gonna follow her very, very soon. And I love my Huskies. Yeah. Panda lady. Panda's snoring. Yeah, so I think I think we've gotten to a point to where yeah, I am just getting my wheels rolling, people. I am going to call out I'm going to call out anybody who's exploiting innocent people who can't speak for themselves. People like Summer Wells and people like Marvon. Yeah. And the truth is it's just fun to call out the creators that are cashing in on this shit. So fuck them. But yeah, we're gonna continue doing this, and I'm not gonna stop. I love you guys very, very much. And I had some fun tonight. And I want to thank Erin from EKC People Suck. Make sure to subscribe to her. I want to thank Burnt Toast. She's a great friend of the channel. She always has been. And I love you guys. You guys are the best. We will do this again. Wait. What about the Sophie Long case? I don't know about the Sophie Long case. I'm waiting to hear from Michael Long. If I ever hear from him, I may not hear from him. If I do, we will discuss it, but we'll see. Anyways, guys, I love you. We will do this again very soon, my friends.